Okay, so I don't usually have like an intro. I just kind of dive into it, but I mean, I have a guest now, a very special guest, and it's really, this is like, I cannot overstate how much of an honor this is, Mason. You have no idea. I love doing stuff like this.
Oh yeah, no problem. Thanks for streaming my game.
Thanks for actually responding to my email, even though I'm just a crazy fan. But yeah, so feel free to introduce yourself, let people know what you're, about, if you'd like.
Sure, yeah. So I'm Mason. I'm running a small team, call ourselves Anthropic, working on a puzzle platformer called Way of Rhea. So, been working on it for a couple years. Just showed at the Steam Summer Festival. Gist of the game is it's a puzzle platformer. We try to resolve the kind of like, there's this inherent tension in puzzle platformers where, it's supposed to be about puzzle solving, but you get stuck on platforming stuff, and it's kind of annoying. So we added undo redo to the game. So you make any mistakes, you can always undo to go back. And the game's all about solving problems involving color changing. You can only interact with objects that are your color, but you can change color using items in the world.
Sick. Let me pull up my things so I don't miss chat. Oh god. Oh no. Don't lose to me. No. Okay, sick. I don't want to lose chat, so I can, if people have questions. Yeah, this game is actually beautiful. The music is really nice too. So yeah, let me get into it real quick. Do you have any tips for people who just get into the game?
Oh yeah, so I should say, I should have mentioned this in my intro. The game's not out yet. It's about a year from release. But we do have a demo out. I made a short demo as part of the Steam Summer Festival, and I haven't taken it down yet. I'm going to take it down soon. I'm not going to leave it up forever, but if you go to, I'll send a link to chat. If you go to the Steam page, right now there is a free demo you can download. So like if you watch the stream and then afterwards want to try it for yourself, you can go there, and it'll be available for at least a few days. It's not a very long demo. You'll see it. You'll see the extent of it in the stream, I assume.
Audio's a little low in comparison to you. So, someone's saying I need to balance out the audio real quick. Let me just drop that a little bit. Okay. That should be a little better. I'm not speaking at like my full volume, but hopefully that fixed it. We'll find out soon enough. But yeah, hit that link if you want to download the demo before it disappears. Strongly recommend. How much has the game changed since, I played it at MagFest.
So,
yeah.
Oh, sorry, yeah. I got a little mixed up because I was watching the Twitch stream, which is a little behind, and so I like saw your mouth moving but didn't hear anything coming out, and I was really confused. And then I remembered, yeah, there's a delay. So I guess the demo that we brought to MagFest, we had undo redo in the game at that point, and we had this first level that you're seeing here, which hasn't really changed in a meaningful way since then. But we started adding some more puzzles to the game, and I think the main thing we did, and hear me out on this, some people, it sounds bad, but we added some physics-based puzzles. Now, I have the same problem with physics-based puzzles that everyone has. They're annoying because you go to solve a puzzle, and it's like unpredictable. An object bounces the wrong way. And I'm not going to go on and on about it now. I have a solution to this. I think you'll find that none of the physics-based puzzles are going to have that problem. So I think that's the biggest difference you're going to see in this demo, is that there are some new puzzles that involve physics, and there are some of the puzzles that you might have played at MagFest have been reworked a little bit. There's a couple puzzles now that are a little more complicated and have like alternate solutions. The final game will reward you for finding the alternate solutions. Right now, you just got to give yourself a pat on the back.
It's close enough, right? So yes, now I have to actually think, because, puzzle solving.
Oh, thank you, this is a thing. Saw your message saying that it's pretty.
Thinking is hard. It's very hard to think and talk and have a developer on stream. Alright, so what's my first question here? Tell us about how Way of Rhea, happened. What's the story behind it?
Yeah, so, I've been working on games for a long time. And I've been doing, engines for a long time, and I didn't. But I didn't have anything serious, like any serious games going on. I was just kind of toying around with different little prototypes and ideas. And what happened is I was living in New York City, and this local group there, Playcrafting, was hosting their Spring Expo. And I had this idea. If any of you have played Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy,
Oh
or
God,
Clock,
don't get me
or
started
any
on
other
Getting
game.
Over It with Bennett Foddy, please. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so I've played it, not as in I've finished it, but I've launched it and like tried, as I think most of us have. But what happened was he gave this talk at the game developer conference earlier that year about how he had his students make prototypes every month or every week, maybe. It was like it was a new game every week, and I was like, that's crazy. Like making a new game every week. I bet I would learn a lot by doing that. So I saw that this expo was coming up, got some friends together, and I thought, why not? Let's just sign up for the expo, see if we get in, even though we don't have a game. And then if we get in, we'll just build a game like in a week before the expo. And so we sign up, and amazingly, we get in even though we don't have a game. We told them that's what we were going to do. We were like, look, you know me, I'm part of the community. We're going to build a game in 8 days.
Mhm.
Just come on, let me have this. And they're like, sure, you can do it. And so we signed up, got into the expo, and then we were like, we've got to actually build a game now. And so we brainstormed a bunch of different ideas, and none of them really felt right. And I found the notes for this game. I had an idea kind of like it like a long time ago, like 5 years earlier or something. And I was looking at some diagrams and stuff of some of the puzzles I'd drawn out, and I didn't remember how to solve them, and so I had to actually solve them, and it was kind of fun. And I was like, you know what, we should build that. And then we had so much fun building it, and it went so much better at the expo than I expected that we decided to not just leave it as a prototype. We decided to build it out into a real game.
I mean, good choice, right? Because this game is really, really fun. Thank you for the bit, Donkey Spunk. But yeah, no, see, that's awesome. That's such a good origin story, honestly. Like, you made something that was just like, you didn't expect it to go anywhere, and then once you made it, you're like, this is actually a really good idea, and we should really like work on it, you know? I love stories like that.
Yeah, we were planning on doing a game a week for a month, doing 4 different games, and
Damn.
instead we were just like, we like this one so much, we want to keep doing it.
Oh boy, here we go. Now I gotta start thinking, hold on. Oh no. You know how hard it is to think?
Do you want me to play the game while you ask questions?
No, I want to play it, because I want to play it.
Listen, I also want to play it.
Well, guess what? Go to the website and download the demo. Goodness. Don't.
Oh really? Wait, one of you saw the game at the Microsoft event. That's probably the event I'm talking about, or one of them, because Playcrafting would host their events at the Microsoft building in NYC. That's awesome. Thanks for like passing the word along about the game.
Yeah, no, they're this is the thing, and it's probably kind of the reason we like sought you out at MagFest, because they were like, you need to check this game. They're like, supposedly Mason's supposed to be there with the game. Go play it, and we did, and we loved it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you'll probably notice if you saw it at the Microsoft event in NYC, the art's changed a lot since then. Someone in the chat was asking what the and let me find it. Was it what inspired the art style? So I'm not the artist. I can't take credit for the art. She's not here on the stream right now, but I know that she's a huge fan of Studio Ghibli. So I'd have to ask her what her take on this is, but it seems clear to me that she took a lot of inspiration from those films when designing this world.
I had to do a whole lot of backtracking for a second there. I'm sorry. Give me this. Okay, sick. But yeah, so that's where the art style comes from. Is not directly influenced by, but pretty influenced by Studio Ghibli. I can't even pronounce.
Yeah, and you know what? Actually, I can. You know, if people are interested in the art style, I'll post a link to the artist's Instagram. She does all kind of stuff like this. You know, she doesn't. This is the first time she's doing a game, but everything she makes just has this magic vibe to it, which I really like.
And it's implicit, right? Like the character itself. I feel like we had a question about like someone at the Microsoft event. It was either this or thing is probably fine. It was like back then the main character was so different, and I feel like at MagFest I asked you about it, and what happened to the character that you decided to make it as unique as it is now? I guess. And also, there's a question in chat that I don't want to ignore. Let's do that one first. What was the hardest part of developing this game?
Hardest part of developing the game. Also, it's super cool seeing people who played the game at MagFest and played the game at past events. That's always really exciting to me. Like, my mind's blown every time. I'm not used to having more work out there. But, okay, hardest part of developing the game? Definitely designing the puzzles. For me, at least. It's, you know, I have a process, but designing a puzzle is like a really hard puzzle in and of itself. Because I get these ideas where I'm like, you know, wouldn't it be cool if there's a puzzle that had to do with, like, elevator parity? It's like you have a bunch of elevators and, like, they have to be, like, in sync the right way beforehand so that you can go back to the beginning of the level and then go through the elevators once you've set them up. And then you're like, okay, that sounds amazing. How do you actually make that happen? And that's like a puzzle that I haven't been able to figure out yet. I have lots of puzzles like that where I have this experience I want the player to have, and I can't figure out how to put the pieces together to make it. So it can be really challenging. Sometimes I'll get stuck on building a puzzle for like a week, and then other times I'll make like 10 puzzles in a day. So yeah, puzzle design is definitely the hardest part.
That was a question I had. I was like, be honest with me. How many times do you get stuck on your own puzzles?
Yeah. Well, you know, the interesting thing is like, sometimes you build a puzzle that seems like a good one, until you have someone else play it, and then you realize that there's a much easier solution. I finally found the link to the artist's Instagram. Just put it in chat. But you find out there's like a much easier solution that's way less interesting than your solution, and then you're like, wow, like I had my solution in mind, so I didn't find this other one, and it totally ruins the puzzle. You're like, no one's gonna find the interesting solution. They're just gonna see the really easy one. So a lot of the times it's like the reverse. You get stuck on a hard solution that you know works, and you don't see the easy one. But every once in a while I'll do something weird, like I'll put multiple characters in the game, or I'll change one of the rules, and then I really do get stuck in my own puzzles because I don't know for sure if they're solvable. I'm like, well, is it solvable if you have to solve it with 2 characters at once? I don't know. I just gotta play it and find out.
Right. Yeah. It's such good insight, man. Like, I don't even think about half this stuff when I think about like the developer end of stuff. Goodness. So how did you decide on the puzzles and the pacing? You just wanted to make, like, do you put yourself in the seat of the gamer or the person playing it and try to see it from their lens, or as a developer?
Yeah, I try really hard to do that. The way that I think about it is I take a lot of inspiration from games like Braid and Portal. I feel like both of those games are essentially extended tutorials where all of Portal is a tutorial about how to play Portal. And it's not necessarily obvious the first time, but when you go back and play it a second or a third time, like, it's very obvious that's what's happening. Each puzzle in Portal is there to teach you about a nuance of the rules of the game Portal. And same thing in Braid. You know, it's probably even less obvious in Braid, but if you go back and play it, it's very, very clear that every single puzzle there is teaching you about some weird side effect of the rewind mechanic. So what I tend to do is I have a set of rules, and I think, well, what are what are strange consequences to these rules, or like what are ambiguities about these rules? You know, sometimes you have a rule and you're like, oh, that's a weird thing that rule can do, and other times you go, wait a second, I actually don't know what would happen. Like, I coded this a certain way, and I don't know what the result of that situation would be. And then you're like, well, okay, there could be a bug there in the game, so I might want to fix that, but also, like, how should it work? What's the most interesting result? So sorry, babbling on about mechanics, but what I'm trying to say is basically, I try to find the interesting edge cases in the rules, and then build puzzles that force you to learn those edge cases to solve the puzzle.
Damn. Damn. That's... Oh, okay. Anyway. I can't even follow, like, that... I don't know, you're blowing my mind with this stuff. Because, like, I'm just realizing now how I never really think about the developer's end of game development. And I play games constantly.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, it's like, you know, that's the way it should be, right? Like, hopefully you don't have to be thinking about it. If you're playing a game and then you find yourself thinking about it, then maybe the game's doing something wrong. I definitely, like, you know, I've played through Portal and Raid a bunch of times, and I find myself having trouble. Like, I play through them to look at what they do, and I just get distracted by the game itself because it's very well executed. So it it's very easy to just kind of go into autopilot and just play the game and forget to analyze it.
Yeah, and I feel like that's like a very common thing with people who play games nowadays. They don't ever really like analyze the game to see what they're trying to do. A lot of times people will try to break the game to beat it as quick as possible. And I think we're having a conversation about it on another stream about like what a developer wants you to do when they play a game versus what you actually do, and how often you ignore what the developer wants because you just want to beat the game.
Yeah, I think that's it's something I struggle a little bit with this game. It's going to change in near future, but right now the game is very on the rails. Like right in this current demo, you do have to solve all the puzzles in order. It won't always be that way, but it currently is, and it means that there's like, you know, there's room to try to find clever solutions to the puzzles that I may not know about, but there's not a lot of room to go off and do crazy things because you just kind of go from one puzzle to the next. And so I'm trying to make more room for that in the game, room for going off and exploring and just doing your own thing, and then getting back to the puzzle when you want to. Right now, I very much like I design a puzzle and then I send it to a friend or I bring it to a playtest night or whatever, and I watch people play it and I see, do they do the things I thought they were going to do or do they not? And you know, sometimes if they don't do what I expect, that's oh sorry, yeah.
Yeah, how often are you surprised by what they do?
I'd say that like most of the time it goes the way I expect, but you know, maybe about 20% of the time it doesn't go the way I expect, and it's not necessarily bad. Sometimes you see people do stuff and you think, oh cool, I didn't think of that, but great. Other times you're like, oh man, that breaks the game, you know, I gotta fix that. So it's always interesting.
Oh, thank you for resubscribing. It's been 3 minutes, huh, Mod? My moderator just resubscribed with Amazon Prime. It took me 3. Right. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Goodness, what?
Who asked about the character design?
Oh, right. So the character design. I feel like we touched on it a little bit, but specifically the main character design.
Because the first one,
Oh, right.
from what I did, like when I was looking at it, I don't know if he could hear me.
Yeah, I don't know if you can. I'll just repeat it. So yeah, like I mentioned, we talked about it at MagFest. I was like, this character's like super unique. How did you come to this design? And either this is a thing or it's probably fine. We're saying that like the earlier build, it was not this
It
character.
looked like one of the characters in Spirited Away.
It looked from Studio Ghibli. Like that's the
Yeah.
influence, very much
It
so.
looked like, No Face, Nameless.
Was it Nameless? No Face? I see. I'm not really
I
familiar
don't
with it.
remember who, but the one who eats everything.
The one who eats everything. So yeah, just how did you get to this very, very unique design and like kind of iconic? I don't think I've ever seen anything like this.
Yeah, so I can't speak to the specific process that led to the character, but I can talk about why we changed characters. So we had the original character, and I really liked the original character and really didn't want to change it at first. But the problem was the character looked the way people remember No Face.
Mm-hmm.
The character is very different than No Face. You know, they had ears. You know, they are wearing a cape and a mask, but that mask was not invented by Spirited Away. That it is a mask. Like those masks exist in the world. You know. So you know, we weren't intending for it to look, you know, like just a copy of No Face, but you know, if you've seen Spirited Away and you have it in your memory, and then you see this character, it's very easy to just think, oh, is that character No Face? And we wanted to have, you know, the character have its own identity. And also, the original character didn't really have a nice walk cycle. You know, they just kind of floated. We wanted something that felt more physical and could actually interact with the world. And so, as much as I didn't want to change, Carrie drew up a concept of this character, and I was like, all right, I'm sold. This character is adorable and creepy and fits right into the world.
I love that. I'm also super stuck in this puzzle right now, and I'm losing it.
Oh, you know what? My video feed is actually frozen. I can't see what part of the game you're in right now.
Did it? Am I frozen? Is the stream frozen for you?
Oh yeah, it is.
It's probably.
Oh my goodness.
The game.
The game. Let me see if I can fix it. Let me.
Oh, there it goes.
Is it back?
Sorta.
Okay. Can you see me move?
No, you weren't frozen. The game was.
Yeah, I know. Can you see me move in the game? Is what I'm saying. Is the
No.
character model moving? No, not at all. Oh my goodness. Okay, then let's try to fix that. Something probably went wrong with Streamlabs. Okay, I'll just close this and put this up. Can you see it now? Maybe the window froze for some reason?
I think I can see it now. Wait, let me... I think I saw the idle animation playing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's working for me now.
It's working now? Okay, is it... Yeah, no,
So-
I haven't been staring at... I mean, I've probably been staring at this puzzle the entire time. I just haven't been moving because I'm trying to figure it out and think it through.
It was still frozen in the beginning of the game.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Hi, DQ.
So I should mention to anyone who hasn't seen the game before...
I just thought that was a good choice until after you were done talking.
Damn, so no one has seen me play this game.
No.
Oh, great. I love that. So, let's go back to the beginning of the game.
I'm sorry, I should have mentioned it earlier. My internet's kind of shaky, so I thought it was just on my end.
Yeah, no, I mean, I had no idea. I played through the demo part and the first extra level, and I'm stuck on the second level thinking like, damn, people are judging me so hard because I can't figure out this puzzle.
Well,
But
no
now
one's
that it's
judging
moving,
you.
sick. You won't judge me, you said?
I said, yeah, well, I mean, I won't judge you. Because, I mean, I've watched a million people play the game. I know where people get stuck. But no one else is judging you because no one can see you. So, yeah. Someone just said, now you have time to figure it out. So you could just, think about that puzzle while you solve these.
I don't think I can. I mean, I'm going to try, but I'm thinking about the puzzle I'm working on, the puzzle I need to work on, and questions that I have to ask. I'm going to break. This is the stream where I break.
Oh, yeah, if anyone wants to try to speedrun it, my record, which I do not think that I can beat, is 7 minutes, 8 seconds.
7 minutes and 8
So-
seconds to beat what? Just the demo portion?
No, all the levels.
Oh, 7 minutes.
I mean, all the levels in this demo.
Right. 7 minutes and 8 second speed run. My goodness.
I tried really hard to beat it, but I wasn't able to. I mean, I don't know if it's possible, because it felt to me like I was behaving optimally. But, maybe if you find a clever solution to a puzzle that I don't know about, maybe you could shave off a few seconds.
Maybe. I'm sure someone will find it.
Yeah, if you do that, if someone finds it, literally send me an email. Like, you can find my email on the website, or post it. You know what? No, don't do that. Just, like, post on, or you can send me an email, or you can post on the Steam discussion for it. Like, I want to know if you did that, and I also want to know how you did it.
Please record
Because I tried
it.
really hard.
I mean, how are you supposed to beat? How are you supposed to beat a speed run that a developer who made the game and knows the solution to all the puzzles? How are you supposed to beat that?
Yeah, well, you know what? I will say, if you find the no-clip hotkey, that doesn't count. I didn't
come
turn
on.
that off. There is a no-clip hotkey. If you no-clip the game and win it in 2 seconds, I'm not giving you credit for that.
Well, now that I know it exists, I want to find it now. What's your
Yeah,
question?
well,
Pac-Man?
there's actually very many hotkeys I left bound. So if you mash the keyboards, eventually, I've tried to make them hard to hit by accident, but eventually some weird stuff will happen. You could even pop open the level editor if you hit the right keys.
My good. Why would you? Did you leave that in on purpose, or was that just to develop it with ease, like later?
Yeah, I just kind of figured, like, it makes it easier for, like, that way I don't have to have separate builds. Like, the same build that I test is the same build I distribute. If I start
Gotcha.
changing things in the build that I distribute, then it's like, there's always the fear that, like, well, wait, should I go test it again now that I changed it? So I just left everything enabled.
Gotcha. I'm blue right now.
But it's a weird key like, they're all weird key combos. I don't think anyone hit them by accident.
Okay, wait. I remember what to do. Yeah, let me see if I can figure it out.
So I missed some questions. So someone asked, is the character going to be in the game in any way? I hope so. I haven't decided yet, but I hope that we can bring the old character into the story somehow. And as for the release date, no, that's a great question. We don't have an exact date, but we are planning to release sometime spring 2021.
Spring 2021. That was one of my questions too. It was like, not to press, but if there was a release date, how long do you think it's going to take? Spring 2021 is the answer.
I should also mention to anyone who's seeing for the first time, if you played at an expo, you might already know this, but for anyone seeing it the first time, these weird pink polygons obviously don't look nearly as good as the first level. That's because we build all the artwork. We have a really weird process for the artwork, and this level doesn't have the artwork yet. So the first level is representative of what the game will look like, and then the other levels in the demo are just the way the game looks before we put in all the artwork.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. I was like, this isn't like the build, right? I mean, also really quick, is this game gonna be story based? Because like, there's that one little clip at the end of the demo where someone who like looks like you but is a different color takes you into like a tree, and then like nothing happens afterwards. So I assume there's gonna be a story, right?
Yeah. So yeah, you don't see it in these levels because we haven't really like placed them into the world of the game yet. But the game will be like narrative driven. I mean, it's obviously puzzles are the main focus, but they'll all be tied together by a story about why you're solving the puzzles, what are you doing in this world, who are you, and all of that. And yeah, what you're seeing here are basically the collision geometry for the game. I build the game with just like the collision geometry, and then once I'm happy with the puzzle and I decide that I don't want to change it anymore, then the artist Carrie comes along and she just makes the biggest Photoshop file you've ever seen. It's like so big my computer can't even open it. And I just like stick it in the game. But we, it's nice because it means we don't have to have tiling assets. Like a lot of side scrollers, a lot of platformers, you'll see like very, very repetitive assets. Everything has to be rectangle and connected together and everything. So here, everything can be smooth and there can be nice transitions and things aren't repeated very often. But it means that we can't do the art until we're 100% done designing the puzzles for a specific level.
Is that like one of the more tedious parts of the development cycle? And this, by the way, is the puzzle the entire time the screen was frozen. This is the puzzle I was staring at the entire time, trying to figure out because I just can't. I can't do it. This is it. This is the one that breaks me. This is a tricky one.
It's a reprise of that other puzzle, but you got less teleporters to use.
Oh my god. Okay, so let me think of a question to ask while I struggle. What? There's one in the chat?
Are you planning on making any other types of games?
Oh yeah, obviously you're focusing on Way of Rhea now, but are you going to support it for years to come? Do you think you want to make another game afterwards? What's the situation?
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna make another game. I haven't decided what my next game will be yet. I am, don't hold me to this. I'm kind of feeling like I want to go in like the first-person narrative direction.
Ooh.
But I haven't decided. Every time I play a game I enjoy, that becomes the next genre I want to work in. So who knows? Maybe I'll play some RPG right after I launch Way of Rhea and decide that's what I want to do. But right now I'm kind of feeling like I miss doing 3D, and I really like first-person cameras, and something story-based seems like fun. So might end up doing that.
So what's the game that triggered that you want to make a 3D first-person narrative?
So I was playing. Oh, I'm trying to remember. You know what it is a couple years ago I went through and played like all the well-known like walking simulators. Like I played like Firewatch, What Remains of Edith Finch, a bunch of other ones, and I really enjoyed them. And then I hadn't been thinking about them for a while, and that right now I'm playing a very different kind of game. I'm playing the Resident Evil remakes.
Ooh.
And obviously that's that's an action game, but it brought me back into that world of like there's something so immersive about being in a first-person view and like running through a 3D world. So it's possible I do an action game. I don't know. I do have this idea actually that maybe the way I'm designing puzzles here could also be used, like the same philosophy could be used to design like scenarios for an action game. So who knows? Maybe it wouldn't be narrative. Maybe I would do a first-person action game. But yeah, funnily enough, even though it's an action game, not really as much a narrative game, Resident Evil is what got me back into like, ooh, maybe I should do first-person mindset. Yeah, the remakes are really great. I probably wouldn't have played them. I asked a friend of mine if I'm going to play any AAA game right now, which one should I play? And she was like, you should play the Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes. And I was like, all right. And I do not regret that at all.
Oh my goodness. I was going to say something. All right. Someone asked, what does the front of the character look like? But you made like a mask of it. I feel like I don't remember the branch coming out of their head the last time we saw this. Maybe I don't remember.
Oh yeah,
it. It's
yeah.
fine.
Oh, you said you have a picture on the Instagram?
Yeah,
Yeah, we
so-
have this paper mache mask.
Yes.
So you can see it from other angles.
What's been your favorite part
We
of making
actually
this game,
will
Chad?
have the character face front in the game sometimes. We just haven't finished the artwork for that yet.
Gotcha. So there will be like a front. Is it going to be like when you switch left and right, they're going to like pivot, or is
It'll
there
probably
cutscenes?
it'll probably only be when you get in the elevator.
Okay, like to make them face the elevator while they go up and down. That works.
Yeah, I kind of like the like instantaneous. I know a lot of games do the like the character rotates. I kind of like the like infinite acceleration. You can just walk left and right instantly. It just turns around right away.
Yeah, me too. I feel like it would look smoother, but it doesn't like need it. It also doesn't like mess with the gameplay as much, because this instant thing is really really helpful when it comes to puzzles. I feel like if I had like a slow thing to go back and forth, I would get a little frustrated. What's been your favorite part of making this game? You said the puzzles earlier, right?
Yeah, I think that the puzzles are really fun. Honestly, I think that I think my favorite part is working with Carrie. She does all the artwork. I've made a lot of games for fun. Most of them weren't as serious as this one. And usually I do all the artwork myself. And it's really satisfying to be able to show someone like a game that you made and be like, I made literally everything in this. But the thing is like Carrie's a much better artist than me. So it's really amazing when I build a level that looks like this with all these pink polygons in it, and then she comes in with Photoshop and like makes it look incredible. I'm like, not only am I mind blown because it looks incredible, but it's also that I hope it doesn't sound weird saying it looks incredible. It sounds like I'm complimenting myself, but it's not me. She did that, not me.
Right.
The other thing is that like she can solve problems that I didn't think were solvable. I'll have like, I'll be like, look, I built this level, I have this puzzle here, but I don't know like how to justify this in the world. Like, why would there be a ledge there? It doesn't make any sense. So maybe we just have to accept that. And then she's just like, it's a tree branch, Mason. And I'm like, awesome, it's a tree branch. I didn't think of that. Problem solved.
Oh, I love that. It's a tree branch. Chad saying you're too humble. Thank you for joining
Oh yeah, well,
us.
no problem. It's fun to be here. It's also just fun to see people watching the game. Normally I try to playtest it, once a month. But it's not really safe to, have playtest events right now. So watching people stream, at least I can see what it's like when people are playing through.
Right. And this is, sorry, not to toot my own horn, but I did figure out that puzzle and the next one, so whatever. I am
Nice.
pretty proud of myself. I stayed quiet because I was like, let me see if I could set it, but nah, I figured it out and I'm really proud of myself. The what is it? Oh my goodness, what is it called? The gratification of winning? I can't English tonight for some reason. Is it gratification? I can't English at all. Never mind. I'm gonna stop talking.
Gratification.
Delayed gratification of like knowing, like going through it. And Pac-Man, stop bullying me to buy Rainbow Six. Okay, I'll get it when I have money. I'm broke. Goodness. But yes. What was I going to ask? I think I actually ran out of questions. Did we talk about influences and inspirations? Like the art you said was inspired by Studio Ghibli, and then inspirations. You mentioned Portal, but like when it comes to gameplay, are there any other things that made you want to make a puzzle game? Like how you said, what do you call it? The Resident Evil games and all those other games made you want to make a 3D first-person narrative. What game made you want to make something like Way of Rhea?
Yeah, honestly, I'm having a little trouble remembering, but I think that the puzzle game that I played prior to starting designing this game might have been Swapper. And, funnily enough, I haven't finished Swapper yet. I should go do that. It's a good game. But I think I just kind of like was having a lot of fun with it, and then I don't know, maybe I started on this and then just didn't get back to it.
Maybe. Definitely possible. Okay. Now I need to think for a second because this puzzle, it just makes me anxious, but I feel like I could solve it. I think I had it for a second. Oh man. Is this your favorite part, just watching people play this game and struggle?
It is fun, but not for the reasons you think. I think people always worry, especially at like conventions and stuff. They worry that I'm gonna like judge them for not being able to solve the puzzle. But actually, like I just want to see like, you're supposed to get stuck. It's part of the game. I want to see if people get stuck on the stuff that they're like, that's supposed to be hard, or if they get stuck on stuff that's not supposed to be hard. This is supposed to be hard, so totally makes sense that you get stuck here.
I don't think we're gonna make the speed run though. If I'm being honest, I feel like I feel like we're just a little over.
Let's just keep playing until we hit the speed run.
Oh my god. You mentioned you made question from chat. You mentioned you made other games for fun. What were those games like? Were they similar to Way of Rhea or?
So they're pretty different. Actually, I'll say this before I forget. If anyone actually does beat my speedrun, and you can like video it to prove it or whatever, I'll call you out in the game or something. Like I'll put you in the credits as like beating the dev speedrun on the Summer Festival demo.
My goodness.
I don't think anyone can do it. Like I'm not just saying that to egg people on. I actually don't know if it's possible. But yeah, if you video yourself doing it, then definitely send me that. It'd be very interesting. Like maybe you could just play slightly more optimally than me and shave off a second, or maybe you find some other crazy solution. But yeah, to answer your question, the other games are pretty different. So I was making a zombie shooter for a while. I was a lot younger and I never finished it, but actually I made like 2 different zombie shooters. I made a Bomberman clone.
Ooh.
I know it sounds boring, but
I don't think that's boring.
I mean, Bomberman's a good game, but it's like, oh, it's just a clone. But the reason I did it was that, I can't remember the website, but someone made this really good clone of Bomberman where it was multiplayer, and you played against each other. I think the game froze again, or maybe it's just me this time. Oh no, never mind. You just paused.
Yeah, no, I just a little celebration in my head, and I had to text my mom back. So I got through that puzzle too. I'm pretty good, whatever. But yeah, sorry. Finish what you were saying.
Oh yeah, it was just so someone made this Bomberman clone where you had like multiple players, and it was super fun. But it was on this website where they constantly play video ads between levels.
Ooh.
And I was tired of the video ads. So I made my own Bomberman clone. I made a clone of the Bomberman clone so that I could play the Bomberman clone without the ads.
So you just made a copy so that you... I love that. You made a copy just so you could do it without the ads. That's dedication right there.
Yeah, it's one of those things, like, I don't know if other people do this. I mean, they probably do, but it's like, I'm a musician too, and sometimes I cover songs, right? I'm not like a serious musician, but I play for fun.
Right.
And sometimes I cover songs, but sometimes I cover covers, Sometimes you like the cover more, and so you base your cover off of that cover. That's what I did with Bomberman. I didn't copy the original Bomberman. I copied the copy of Bomberman.
I love that so much. I mean, like, I grew up playing, like, a bunch of Flash games and stuff like that, so, like... Oh, wait. Oh, I thought the level was over for a second. I got a little happy. I don't know. What website... That's not Newgrounds, right? Because Newgrounds, you didn't have to do that. I assume it's some other off-brand site that you had to play a copy of Bomberman with multiplayer that you decided to make a copy of.
Yeah, it wasn't Newgrounds. I don't remember what it was. Yeah, this is new. Well, this section of the level is a rework. There used to be a puzzle. It looks completely different. It's a rework of an existing puzzle, and then I added a couple extra tricks to it. Or this whole section. I mean, this first part is just kind of the intro. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, the clones, I definitely did learn a lot from the clones. I have a distinct memory. It was a long time ago. I have a distinct memory of... this is back when I was working full-time in tech, and I had an interview at Microsoft, and I remember that I was supposed to be practicing for the interview, but instead I was writing an AI to play me in Bomberman, so I could also play by myself instead of practicing for the interview. And then morning I go to the interview, and they ask me this question, and it occurs to me oh wait, this question maps to the pathfinding problem I just solved last night. I just slap a priority queue on it, change the heuristic a little bit, and I solved the problem. So I solved the problem really fast in the interview, and then I was worried they might think I just already knew that problem. So I was like, look, I'm just gonna be honest. I solved this problem last night in a game. So yeah, definitely working on that game definitely helped me out in that way, if not in others.
Question from chat: do you do game development for work generally, or do you do something different?
Sort of. So I used to work full time in tech. So the first year or two of developing this game, I was working full time for a tech startup, and before that, I was at well, you probably haven't heard of it. I was originally at Microsoft, and then Google, and then I worked at this company called Control Labs that was acquired by Oculus last year. And so I was doing that, and I saved up a lot of money because I wanted to work on games full time. And now I spend probably 80% of my time on this. And then I do freelance on the side, because the thing with a game is you don't get any money until the game's out.
Right.
So just to be safe, and you don't know how well the game's going to sell until you release it. So just to be safe, I do a small amount of freelance on the side, but most of my time goes into the game.
Okay. What's the most interesting project you've worked on that wasn't your own, if you're allowed to talk about it?
Let me think. Yeah, that's a good caveat there. The am I allowed to talk about it?
Yeah, because some projects never came to light. No one's allowed to know about them, or maybe it's something you're working on now that no one's allowed to know about. So I figured let's make sure you can talk about it. I don't want to get you in trouble.
I think one of the, well, this is a little niche, so it's definitely most interesting to me, but this wasn't a project for work, and it wasn't a project that was long term for me. But I have a friend, Andrew Kelly, who is working on a new programming language called Zig. It's a systems language like C, C++, Rust. And I, with him, did a jam one day. Yeah, counterpart to Zag. Yeah, this is very niche. It's very exciting to me. I don't know how exciting it is to everyone else. But basically, usually when you're designing programming languages, you write the front end of the compiler, and then the back end, where it compiles to the ones and zeros the computer interprets, usually use someone else's for that. But it comes with some downsides, notably how long it takes to compile a program. And so we wrote a back end from scratch. Not for the whole language, but just for a little subset, just to prove to ourselves it was possible. And that was very exciting, to prove to myself that it was possible. So, okay, I don't know, that's a bunch of tech stuff that might not be exciting to everyone, but here's how it is exciting, is that my game is also written in a custom language, and now that I know it's possible to write your own backend like that, and that it's not too much work, I will probably do that eventually, which will make things way faster, and if things are way faster, then I can do way crazier things.
Damn. Yeah, I forgot to write down a question about how you made your own you made your own coding language for this game, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So yeah, so I wrote the engine for the game in a language called Rust, and then the game logic itself is written in my language, which I built in Rust, and I built it to support hot swapping. And if you've never heard the term hot swapping, what it means is that you can edit the code to the game while the game's running, and it will change live. So you can go and change the rules of the game while you're in the game, and it won't reload it won't put you back to the beginning of the game. It'll leave you where you are, and the rules will just update as you play.
That's cool. How did you figure out that? Did you know that you wanted to do that, or did you just was that an idea you had originally? What made you decide to go that direction? Well,
to be honest, I thought that okay, when I got into game development, I was a kid. I was 10 years old or something. I found someone's open source game engine on the internet, and it was just one guy running this project, and it was an awesome engine, especially for one person working on it. But I always thought that if one day I went and used one of the big commercial engines, that they would already be able to do that. I just thought that was normal. I just assumed that it was obvious that you wanted to be able to edit the game while the game's running. And so I assumed everyone was doing it, and I was like, well, I'm making my own engine, I should do it too. It wasn't honestly until like after I had got the feature working, when I switched jobs, and at the new job I was working with existing engines, and I realized that like none of them really did it. I mean, they all have their way of doing it, but none of them really did it as extremely as I did it. And I didn't really intend to do anything new. I just thought it was like the normal thing that everyone would do.
Damn. So you're like, yeah, whatever. I'll just make my own. I'll just make my own coding. Okay. Now I'm I have it. I know I have it. I have the right idea. I have the spirit for this puzzle. I'm missing one thing, and I don't know what it is because I keep forgetting.
Just let me do it.
No, you can. If you want to play after me, you can.
Like so bad.
But no, I want this. I can do it. I can do it. Hold on. Let me go back to the beginning and look at it again. For some reason, when I look at a puzzle, I need to look at it from like the beginning and see the way to do it first, instead of like going piece by piece. Like, okay, I think this is right. Now what? You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh, I totally hear you. I go to all these expos and I try to play all the puzzle games there to see like, what's up, what's the latest in puzzle games. And I love puzzle games. I'm terrible at it when other people are there talking to me and stuff. I get stuck on like the first one, and then I'm like, I don't even know what the game's about because I'm so stuck. Because it's just difficult when you're trying to think about other things at the same time.
Yes, very much so. Please stop getting angsty over there. I hear you stomping. I know it's frustrating to watch me struggle with this, but please. Oh,
Another
God.
fun thing I see is if I'm showing off the game, this happens almost every time. If you have like if two friends come up or a couple comes up or whatever, if there's multiple people, I feel like it's actually easier for the person who's not playing to solve the puzzle. I don't know why it is. I don't have a theory yet as to why it is, but I notice it all the time where the person watching, I see, even if they don't say it, I see it in their expression that they like have worked it out. I think it's something about the fact that like you don't get drawn into the red herring because you're not the one playing. I will tell you though, for anyone watching if anyone else watching has figured it out, I'll tell you this: there is an alternate solution to this puzzle that lets you escape with an extra orb. So if you think you figured it out, that's an extra puzzle for you. It's figure out how to escape without using all the orbs.
Damn it! I thought it would bounce. Okay. All right. Hold on. Okay. I think that's what the problem is. I think I'm thinking about the way to do it without using an orb, because I feel like if I did it right, yeah, you don't need to use the blue one is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking if I go in with the pink one and the white one's already there, then I'm good. The problem is I don't know how to get back up to get to the top of the gate. That's the problem. That's what I'm trying to figure out, and I'm struggling, and I'm nervous. Oh my God. Okay. Please stop. Please stop crying. I'm literally begging you. This is just a let me in meme. Exactly. This is me running
You're
up
right.
to the
It's
gate,
even the right
shaking
kind of
it.
fence.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Oh, I just said it's even the right kind of fence.
It's exactly. It's the perfect fence for this. And okay. 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 It's from here. Thing is, I'm just gonna talk it out, and you guys can call me stupid if you want. It's fine. The problem is, the only way I can get up there is if I'm gray, because you can only be gray to use the elevator, right? That's the only way you can get high enough to walk over the fence, right? Because I can't get over the fence through the second one. Like, I can't do this. This won't get me over the fence. I need to be at the top layer to get over the fence, the top thing. So. Yeah, the teleporter won't get me that high, though, because watch. Let's say I take this, right? Hold on. Sorry, I did that wrong. Let's say I take this, right? Go back. Oh, so you thought you solved it, right?
No, I think I know what to do.
Oh, now you know what to do because I've talked it out.
No, to get the extra orb, I know what to do.
Oh,
generally,
okay.
But now I know what to do.
Stop making fun of me.
I'm not making fun of you.
I'm trying. I can't. Oh, okay. Maybe it's because I'm nervous. I don't know. I'm bad right now. Sorry, let me think of another question to ask so that there isn't just silence. I think I'm out of questions. If anyone in the chat has a question, please don't be afraid to ask. Next series is Twitch plays Way of Rhea. If someone made a bot to have Twitch chat run Way of Rhea, that'd be kind of fun. Oh man. Someone's asking, do you know about Bomber Grounds? It's a Bomberman clone multiplayer. Is that the game you
Ooh, no,
copied?
I don't. But I'm gonna look it up now.
See, look at that.
Bomber Grounds. I will save that for later.
Oh yeah, what are you a PC gamer? Are you an Xbox gamer? A Switch? What's your deal?
Mainly PC. I mean, I'm open to playing on anything, but usually I'm playing on PC.
Okay.
Also, I think someone sent a link a while back.
I've decided I'm not gonna watch this one so that I can play it after.
I got it. I think I got it.
Okay,
I think I got it. Sorry, what'd you say, Mason?
Oh no, I was just saying someone sent a link a while back. I think to an animator, and I had to refresh the page, and then I didn't get a chance to copy the link. So feel free to send that again. Or maybe you sent just the name of them or something. I totally lost it because I refreshed the page, and I think that I now don't have the chat history anymore.
Yeah, chat. Every time you refresh the page, chat goes away. I believe it was Pac-Man who said, was it? What?
It was Pac-Man.
It was Pac-Man. So, I think it was James something. Let me double check. Let's go back to highlighted message. It's got to be here somewhere.
Okay,
Really
so let's
good
see.
James Lee.
Favorite puzzle versus... Oh, sorry.
Yeah, James Lee was the person Pac-Man Jr. suggested. If you want to look into that.
Oh, James Lee. Okay.
Not sure what was your favorite. Oh yeah, there you go. The question in chat. You see it?
Yeah. So okay. Yeah. If you want, I can. I can keep my eye on the questions while you're solving the puzzle. If it makes it too hard for you to do both simultaneously.
I messed up. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. By all means, you're welcome to take over chat.
Though I am refreshing the page right now, so if anyone sent anything besides the question about most least difficult, I won't have seen it yet. I'll let you know once it's refreshed. Okay, back in the chat now. The most recent question I've seen was least favorite puzzle to design. Favorite, this one. And the reason this one is my favorite is that so anyone who played it at MagFest probably remembers, or at PAX, if you were at PAX East, you probably remember the slope puzzles where you slide down the slopes while like grabbing the orbs. This puzzle is identical to the last slope puzzle, except that because of the new layout, there is a second solution that I did not intend to create, and it was very satisfying when I discovered it, because I'm not used to I don't usually get to play my own game. Usually I invent a puzzle, I know the solution, and I don't know what it feels like to play it. But with this puzzle, I actually got to play my own game for once, and like actually find a new solution that I didn't know about.
Nice.
Oh, it looks like you found it too.
Hell yeah! Finally,
Nice.
I didn't watch because I want to do it later.
I got it. Huh. Okay, that was exhilarating.
I was too busy talking. I didn't even realize. I mean, I realized you were solving it. I could tell you were making progress, but I didn't realize that you got the. I didn't realize that you had found the more optimal solution. Yeah. In the actual game, if you escape with that, or I haven't decided exactly how I'm gonna do it, but if you escape with that orb, there's gonna be somewhere else you can use it to get to like a secret area or something.
See that I like stuff like that. I like Easter eggs. Do you have any idea besides that? Like obviously you have at least one Easter egg, but are you gonna fill it with like a bunch of other stuff, or do you have it?
Yeah. So
okay.
That's actually another thing. If anyone wants to try out the demo before I take it off of Steam, if you find alternate solutions to puzzles, let me know about them. Like I'm not gonna go and just take it away because you found it. Like I mean, unless it actually ruins the game, like I'll leave it in and I'll put in like a secret for people who find it. You know, because I think the best secrets are the ones you'll know it's an alternate solution because you end up like with an extra orb or something. So like if you escape a puzzle and there's still all the puzzles are supposed to be designed such that you have to use every single orb. So if you escape with an extra orb, then like that is something I could work with because I can put an extra elevator somewhere or something, you know, something that you normally wouldn't be able to get to that you could only get to with that extra orb, and then you can get rewarded for that. Also, if you find a way to like escape the level geometry or like go back into like an old area with an orb from the future, any of those kinds of things. Those are all things that I could use to kind of let you get into a secret area.
So please do that. Also, please try out the game. But I will bring this up because Mod asked a good question, right? And it's important to get, first of all, chat, tell me what the vibe is. Second, Mod, we got into this heated debate over speedruns, right? And any percent versus like 100% and all that stuff. So the question that Mod's asking is, what's your opinion on speedruns that use cheats? And I think what she's trying to say is,
Or like manipulation.
it's exploits within the game, right? So from the developer aspect, right? Like here's a good question. If I was 100% speedrunning this game, and I just did what I did and didn't use that blue orb, would you, as a developer, consider that 100%? No?
That's not the question.
Yeah.
What's the question? Hold on, Mason. I'm sorry.
Absolutely. I mean,
What's the question?
Is, if we were playing this game and we were trying to beat the speed run, and we used like a game exploit that would like skip us past a puzzle without ever playing that puzzle, would you consider that a speed run?
Okay, did you hear that, Mason? You want me to repeat it?
yeah, no, I got it. So I think it's a different kind of speed run, but I think it's definitely a speed run. I think that stuff's awesome. So a friend of mine, Bailey, sent me recently this video of this. I don't know, maybe it's famous, maybe you've all already seen it, but I hadn't seen it before. This like GTA speed run where I don't remember it, but I swear it's like you like walk into the room, walk out of the room, walk into the room, pick up an item, put it down, count to 10, make sure it's a leap year, and then bam, you teleport to the end of the game. And like that was incredible. And like as a developer, like, you know, I have a pretty good sense of why that stuff happens, but the fact that someone was able to figure that out is mind-blowing. So like, sure, it's a different thing, right? It's different. Like speedrunning a game by getting really good at the game is definitely very different from speedrunning the game by like learning how to cheat the game. But I mean, that's still really cool. Like I love seeing that stuff. And you know, and you kind of, it's easy to end up, it would be easy to end up torn if it was my game, because I'd be like, well, on one hand, I want to fix bugs in my game, but on the other hand, like, if it's not affecting players who are playing through normally, and it's only something that people doing like ridiculous things like that can discover, then like, I don't know if I want to take that away from them, because it's really cool.
I am with you. Oh wait, I totally misspelled ready. Okay, I'm 100% with you. I think like speedruns are going. Hi Charlie. I think speedruns are like, some of them are just beautiful, right? Like the fact that developers left things in the game that people have played the absolute heck out of to find out how to manipulate the game in their favor, I think is crazy, right? I think those are like just as impressive as like the 100% things. Oh god, now we're talking about tool-assisted software. I don't want to get into that right now.
The honest answer you're gonna get from me, and that I'm guessing you get from most developers, is that like all that stuff's super cool. I mean, like if you're beating the game by like hard coding macros and stuff, like cool, that's different. But like it's still pretty cool. I used to play this game where that was how you were supposed to play this game. There's this Tron game, Armageddon Advanced, and I mean, not everyone does macros. I mean, that's kind of uncool if you do macros, I guess. But people do multiple key bindings and stuff, and it just became the way you're supposed to play the game. It wasn't intentional on the developer's part, but it's a way. Sorry, my phone's like buzzing at me, and I'm just like pausing it. But it's just
If you need to take a call or something, by all means, go for it.
No. It was I had an alarm set to remind me of the stream, and then I snoozed it instead of stopping it.
So you've been snoozing for the last hour.
So sorry, yeah. So what I was saying is like, you know, people do tool-assisted speedruns. I think it would be unfair to like, you know, put it in the same category as someone not doing it that way. But I still think it's cool, and it's also just interesting to me as a developer because you know, I have a frame-by-frame stepper built into the game. If you find the right hotkey in this game, it's possible to step through it one frame at a time. And I do that to debug the game. And so sometimes I see people doing stuff like that in a speedrun, and I'm like, whoa, I should build that into my game so that I can find bugs, and like, so that I can like just better figure out how it works.
Gotcha. Sorry, Mod is gloating.
Because he said the exact same thing I said. I said it's still valid, it's just a different thing.
Listen, it's whatever, all right? We got into a heated debate about it, and congratulations, you've been what is the word, like verified, confirmed?
I'm valid.
You're
That's so
valid. You're valid, bro. You did it. Bugs and
What
code are
bugs
bad.
IRL are my favorite. Oh, someone asked a while back about a Mac build. I don't want to forget about that. The answer to that's kind of complicated. On Steam, I currently say that there will be a Mac build. And I would very much like there to be a Mac build. I grew up using Macs. An Apple computer was my main computer until last year. But I guess I'll be really honest about why I'm not sure. And if I make a decision, I'll make an announcement. I feel bad changing it because I did say on Steam there'd be a Mac build. So if it changes, I will make an announcement explaining all of this. But basically, I announced there would be a Mac build when I first started working on the game. But since then, Apple has deprecated OpenGL, which is the graphics library the game is built in. They have, I think they're now switching away from x64, which is what everyone else is using, which makes it extra hard to build for. And then they also now require you to pay them to be allowed to release apps on Mac. Now, for a big company, it's not a lot of money right now. I think it's like $90 a year. However, if you release the game on Mac, then every year you have to pay them that fee. And, probably year one, I'll sell enough copies to easily make that up. But, 10 years from now, am I still going to be selling that many copies every year that it's worth it? And what if they increase the price? I can't stop them from increasing the price. And then I end up in a worse situation where I've sold the game to people and they want to play it. And then I have to tell them, hey, it's too expensive now. I can't keep updating it anymore. Sorry. I know you paid money for it, but you're stuck on the old version. I can't update it. And then maybe Apple releases a new update and it breaks the game, and I'm like, sorry, I can't fix it. And I'd feel really bad about that. And so that is giving me second thoughts about whether or not I should release for Apple. I will give you a pro tip, though, to the person who just said that it's not letting them play games anymore they used to be able to play. There is a way around it, because they need to let you play game. They need to let you, if you're a developer, run your own software. So I don't remember how to do it right now, but if you Google, how to get around this on how to run unsigned or unnotarized app on Catalina, there is a way to do it. But it's just not one of those things, like I can't sell a game on Steam and then just hope people know how to do that. But if you have games that you already paid for that you want to play, there is a way to do it.
You're getting a lot of love in chat.
Just don't buy the new. If you buy a new laptop though, and it's not x86, not x64 anymore, then that's not going to work. Well, I don't know. Maybe they have emulation or something.
You please read chat and look at how much they're praising you. I love this.
I'm happy that I solved your problem.
Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, FunkFox is a die-hard Overwatch machine. Here's a question from a developer that doesn't really. You haven't put anything into the big stream. What do you feel about Overwatch and the trend it's been making, of team-based games and that genre?
It seems super cool. I always kind of liked shooters in that style, so it's cool seeing it take off. But I honestly, I haven't personally played Overwatch, but I like that kind of game, so I was excited by it. I nowadays mostly only play online games when I'm playing with friends, and so I need a sufficient number of friends in the game such that the server is only me and my friends to really want to do it.
I don't know why I did that. Was that right?
So yeah, if I end up with enough friends to fill an Overwatch server, then I'm gonna get Overwatch and play it. But right now, I don't have enough friends who are into it. Yeah, maybe I'll hop on Overwatch with everyone from the stream.
Oh, do it.
I would say after the stream, but I think it would take me a little too long to download.
Yeah, Overwatch is huge by now. My goodness. But yeah, no, you're really quick, you're always welcome to hang out with us. My chat loves you. I love you. You're super chill, and I'm so happy that you sent out that email and that you actually responded, because this is I love doing stuff like this. The one other do you know MetaNet Software?
I know the name and I can't remember why. What did they release?
They're responsible for the N series. So we're talking N++, and N++.
Yeah, okay.
So I played N++ with someone in chat, Donkey Spronk, a while back, and they messaged me and they were like, "Hey, here's like a couple tips on the game. We're super happy you played it." And I teared up because I like talked to them and they were nice enough to come on stream, and like talking to a developer on the back end of stuff like this is so, like it's so nice, and you're such a nice person for humoring me with this, you know. And like I'll never be able to stress that enough.
I mean, it's fun for me to hang out with people and like watch people play the game. Sorry, reading the chat. It's fun watching people. Fun watching people play the game. It's super amazing to me that people in the chat are like, yeah, I played this game at Microsoft. Like, wow, it's been so long. Like that, that was so long ago. The fact that you still remember it. That's incredible. I just kind of imagine that like people see the game and then, 2 years later, they forget that it exists.
Did I mess up? I did mess up. I have to go left. Okay, no problem. There we go. Okay. Yeah, no. Hi, Dougie Fresh. Right, yeah. Once, I totally lost where I was going. Oh my goodness. I figured out the puzzle thing and I completely lost my train of thought. What was the last thing we just said? Oh my goodness. You're impressed that you see people play this game. Like, I remember this game.
Oh, you have a video of the first time you played it? That's awesome. I mean, if that's something you're comfortable posting, I'd love to see that. I mean, no worries if it's kind of just more like, a video just for you and your friends or whatever, but that's super cool. Because, wait, what event did you play it at?
I think this is the thing played at the first Microsoft's event. Also, I beat the demo.
It took us
an hour, 7 minutes. That's a new speedrun, by the way. I don't know.
Oh, you said you sent it on Twitter? Oh, and I think someone was asking me what games I'm playing. I was trying to remember I know I missed a question. Someone was asking me what games I'm playing now, I think.
Yes. What games you've been playing recently?
Right now,
it's probably fine.
My friend Bailey. Well, I asked her if I play any AAA game right now, what should I play? Because I just was like, I don't usually find the time to play a lot of AAA games, and I was like, I want to play something. You pick for me. And Bailey was like, you got to play the Resident Evil remakes. So I started with the Resident Evil 3 remake. That was a lot of fun. And now I'm getting beat up by Tyrant in the Resident Evil 2 remake.
Mod wants to come play, so I'm gonna.
I want to play so bad. I've been sitting in chat like I want to play.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Go play since it's so important. And when you shatter my speedrun, please don't gloat. Okay?
I also want to point out I haven't been watching him play it just so I could do it by myself.
Keeping a pure version for yourself.
I also have like my laptop so I can hear Mason.
Gotcha. But yeah. I mean, there was a humble bundle that I got, like the Resident Evil 4 remake.
I start over.
And you want to start? You go extra levels, demo. Controls are in the bottom left. And you got it. Now let's watch Mod completely, absolutely decimate me.
And don't give them too much hope.
It's not hope. It's good. It's what's gonna happen. Okay. I'll take this. Okay. My goodness. What else? I don't know. How do you feel? Did you have a chance to promote this game at like any of the Summer Games Fest, or were you like planning to go to E3 or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping to go. I wasn't gonna show the game at GDC, but I was hoping to go and like just kind of talk to folks. Maybe try to talk to press and stuff. But looks, GDC obviously didn't happen. I luckily got in PAX right beforehand, so I was at PAX East. I did do the Steam Game Festival, and now I have a huge spreadsheet of like all the upcoming events, and I'm trying to figure out what the next like online event I can do is. Anyone knows about any online events that they think I should be in, hit me up. But yeah, I just kind of got to go through the rest of that spreadsheet and figure out what else to submit to.
Oh, I messed up.
So like, do all indie devs have like a spreadsheet like where they can do stuff and connect with each other? Because I love that. I love that there's a community around it. I feel like indie devs need more love.
Yeah, there's like a, it's probably local to different communities, but I'm in a, so I run a playtest night in Santa Clara, where we all have like games that we're working on. I mean, not right now, obviously, it's not safe to do it now, but normally once a month we get together and we play each other's games. People from the public come in and try out the games too. And we have like a Discord channel where we chat about like game promotion and events and stuff. And so whenever someone hears about a new exciting event, you know, we share it with each other, because otherwise it's easy to miss out on deadlines and stuff.
Right. I like that. I like the organization. I mean, I'm definitely out of questions. I've been kind of spitballing ones that come to my head. What? You look in the chat?
Yeah.
Do you want my copy of chat?
Oh no, it's okay.
You sure?
Where do I go now? Extra levels?
Extra levels, and then what does WIP stand for?
Work in progress.
Work in progress. God, I was gonna ask about something. Something I asked about E3. Have you considered hiring like other people to help you program this game, or do you want it to be just how you envision it?
I think, sorry, I was reading the chat. Yeah, I mean, I think that the bottleneck isn't the programming right now. The bottleneck is more like the puzzle design. So, you know, even if I hired 100 programmers, I don't think it would make the game go any faster. In fact, it'd probably go slower. We'd probably just argue about things all day instead of programming.
That makes sense, right? Goodness. Chat, do you have any more questions? Because I'm running a total blank.
How's
right
my
now.
speed run going?
Yes, please evaluate Mod's speedrun. Oh, and also, what's your favorite Pokemon?
Favorite Pokemon?
Are you a fan? First of all, let's start there.
I have to admit, I went through a bit of a phase as a kid where I hated all the things everyone else liked, and everyone else liked Pokemon. I have nothing against Pokemon, but the younger me totally missed out on that because everyone else liked it. Who's your favorite Twitch streamer, and why is it Odd Hour NYC? Well,
good question. Please answer. No, I'm kidding.
I'm gonna go with Odd Hour NYC because he has a great username and is currently streaming my game with a bunch of people who've apparently played it before, which is super awesome.
There's been a handful of people who've played it and a handful of people who have like never heard of it. They're like, I'm still excited for this, because I mean, you never really get to talk to people who make the game as much as I feel like you should. And if you do, it's like with much bigger names. And I'm like, you see me, I don't even have 250 followers, so it's like
I figured it out.
The time that you give to people that, you know, it means a lot, and I feel like people know that and appreciate that a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, it's you know, it's fun to chat about my work. You know, I sit in my room all day programming the game, and you know, I go post pictures on Twitter and stuff, but it's a lot more interesting to like talk directly to people and hear what people are thinking and answer their questions, rather than just, you know, sitting around by myself posting pictures on the internet.
No, I feel that, and I don't know, I hope you enjoy this as much as I do.
No, this has been great. I mean, this has served many purposes for me already. On one hand, I'm getting 2 playtests in tonight. And like I said, I normally do a playtest a month, and there's usually like 20 people playing. I can't do a playtest this month, so this is getting 2 playtests in. I find out that people will remember my game from the Microsoft days. Like, that's awesome. I had a third bullet point there, and I totally lost it. But no,
there you go.
This
now it's the same thing with me as with you. We're aligned right now. Oh man. But yeah, no, I think that's just the charm of this game, right? Like, there's just something about it that people really enjoy, and it's very, very apparent with like just chat and just us, right? Like, we saw a game that we completely forgot about from MagFest that showed up in like a Day of the Dev stream after they announced Crash Bandicoot 4. And like, we completely forgot that game existed, but we talked about your game at least 3 or 4 times since MagFest, which we never did.
Oh well, well, that's really sweet. That's really nice to hear.
Yeah, I mean, there's something about it, and I maybe it's I can't even put my finger on it. I can't even begin to explain what it is. You know, there's some charm to it that I'll never be able to explain, and I am super excited to see this when it's finished and to be able to give you money for this game because you deserve it.
Oh, I messed up. Gosh darn it.
Like, my God. Oh, okay. Question in chat. Boggle Industries is the deep lore on the channel. Now that you're involved, is that Boggle is trapped in another user's basement. What is your opinion on this?
What are you doing in their basement?
See,
How'd you get down there in the first
question.
place?
He got forced to watch streams. This is his only communication with the outside world.
Ooh, that's tough. I mean, look, I'm not, no criticism on the stream. This has been great, but I feel like only being able to communicate through Twitch might be a little challenging. Though, is it really that different from anyone else right now? I mean, we're all kind of locked in our houses, only communicating through phones.
This is a good point.
They don't allow demo games in the basement. Oh no.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
How are they stopping you? You have internet.
Yeah, clearly you have internet.
Did they lock the internet behind one of those like plexiglass containers? It just shows the Twitch stream, that's it?
And you get a single keyboard, but it's only text to speech. Or speech to text. Ad blocker only demos. Oh man. Let me get. Hold on, that's a good idea. Let me pull this up so that I can send people to your.
I don't think I'm beating the speed run, but I did figure out the problem.
You figured out the puzzle finally?
Yeah.
A little faster than me, but it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't expect anyone to beat the speedrun on the first playthrough. Like, I think, if anyone beats the speedrun, it's going to be that you play through it once, you memorize all the solutions. Like, that's going to be the necessary first step.
Which is what I'm going to do when I break your speedrun. No, I'm never breaking your speedrun.
Oh.
I'll shoot for like under 10 minutes and hope for the best. That's usually what I do with speedruns. I'm like, let me see if I can do this just for me. Hi, Monty Burger. Oh, Google Doc on the strats? Yeah, let's make a collective Google Doc on how to beat this game as quickly as possible. Here we go.
So, I guess if anyone's interested, I can talk a little bit about what I'm working on now in the game.
Oh, by all means, please do so.
So, it's still pretty early. Like, it's literally like what I was doing this morning. So, we'll see where it goes. But, the game currently is very linear, right? You launch it, you start a level, you solve all the puzzles in it, move on to the next level, and so on. What I was working on this morning is building a little hub world. So you'll start out in that first level still, and you'll go through a few of the levels. But once you beat the first few levels, once you beat one level, you'll jump out into the hub world, and you'll see like, oh wait, there's like portals to all the other worlds that we want to go to from here. And then you can go into those other worlds. In the first few, you'll probably be forced to solve them in order because they're teaching you the basics of the game. But once you solve a few of the puzzles, you'll unlock more of the world. And when you're in that hub world, you have a choice, like, where do I want to go next? What puzzles do I want to solve next? And you can explore the hub world a little bit and decide where to go. And so it'll be like a level that connects all the other levels together. So I was working on that. And then while I was working on that, I had to kind of figure out, like, well, what's stopping you from just going right to the last level from the beginning, if all the levels are connected to the hub world. And I wanted to do it with, like, an in-game mechanic. Like, I didn't want to just arbitrarily lock the doors. I wanted it to be like, maybe you have to use the orbs to change color to get to the other levels. And I haven't settled on this yet, but what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce circuit puzzles to the game. For all I know, 2 days from now, I'll realize this is a terrible idea and not do it. But what I'm thinking is that I'm going to add these circuit puzzles where you have these cables, and when you put the orb on the cable, the orb lights up with the cable, with the color of the orb. And then if that cable connects to like a door or something that's the same color that it's lit up as, then that door opens. But you could have a cable that's like, connected to multiple doors, and then you could decide which door to open by putting a different color in. So there'll be some like circuit puzzles, and then the hub world would be gated by the circuit puzzles. And every time you solve a level, you'd get like an extra orb to place down to unlock more areas from within the hub world. So who knows if that's what will happen, but that's what I'm currently working on.
I mean, that'd be pretty sick. I feel like when you said what's stopping people from getting to the final like puzzle, I think like if you did give them that option just to watch like just to show them how much they could learn if they played the game right, might be an interesting take on it, but that's definitely like what?
I didn't need to go back up.
Why?
I just walked right through this off and then grabbed the
sick.
other.
Okay, we get it. You're better than me at this game. That's fine.
Yeah, it's definitely not necessary to use the teleporters in that one. I'm torn as to whether or not I want to force you to, but right now you don't have to. But yeah, I think it'd be fun. You know, another game I played recently that I really liked was Abduction by the folks who made Myst. And one of the things that was so exciting to me about that game, besides the fact that they did such a good job at building the puzzles into the story, was that was just that like the world felt so big because every time you learn more about the rules of the game, you found a way to get to more areas. And I won't spoil it by saying, you know, exactly how they did it, but I thought that was really cool. So I thought it'd be kind of cool to not start out in the hub world, start out in a level, but then discover the hub world, and then discover all the different spokes over time, and like figure out how to get to them.
That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, thanks for sending out the links to the Twitter. So yeah, another thing worth mentioning is if you want to keep up on the game, I'll send this out again at the end, so you don't have to do it now, but if you want to keep up to date on the game, there's a bunch of ways to do that. So, you know, the Twitter links are already in the chat. There's the Steam link here, and then there's also, let me get a link to it. Actually, just on the homepage. On the homepage here, there's a mailing list. Depending on, you know, what level of up-to-date you want to stay. The Steam... You know, with Steam, you have control over it, obviously. I mean, everyone knows how Steam works. You wishlist the game, you'll find out when it comes out. You follow the game, you also see announcements. Twitter's Twitter. You know, I post a lot of stuff on Twitter, but you're not guaranteed to see it because it's Twitter. You probably follow a bunch of people. The mailing list. I don't send out things like super often, but, you know, every couple weeks I'll send out, hopefully, sometimes I kind of forget, but, you know, every couple weeks I'll send out, like, you know, here's a new level I'm working on, or here's an event that I'm going to be in. So, you know, if you want to find out, like, what events I'm going to be in, or when there's demos available, the mailing list is the right place for that.
Yeah, I predicted the future. No, I have this in my wish. I've had this since January, which is why I keep looking at it, because, yeah, of course.
I'm trying to figure out the way to keep the blue one.
To keep the blue one on you? That's the same way you would do it with any of the other ones.
No, I mean, like, without...
Using it?
Yeah.
I know, because I solved it, but whatever. If you want to figure it out yourself,
I know how to
that's
get...
fine.
No, I know how to do it without using it. I just don't know how to get it over there without using it.
Okay. Or I'm not going to spoil anything. I'll let you have your fun. But see, it's not nice, is it? Sitting there trying to figure out something while everyone's staring at you, and you're talking to the person who made it.
I don't mind. I've been having a pretty good playthrough.
Please stop flexing on me. I tried my best.
You're better at, like, shooting games. I'm better at puzzle games.
Yeah, because Smooth Brain Mukhtar is just point, gun, and shoot. I know.
Not even that. It's just my anxiety is like, a puzzle. Must solve.
Puzzle, must solve. At its base form, that's every game. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so Shishwa was talking about being able to beat puzzles in the hub world. In was it N++ you were talking about, or was it a different game?
Oh no! Saying like if you were to make it so that you could put puzzles in the
hub. Yeah,
N++
I was thinking about
that.
that.
N++ is a very unique game. Definitely check that out.
I feel like.
On this one.
Oh, you said N++ is very unique.
Yeah. It's. I could talk about N++ for days, but we're talking about Way of Rhea right now.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. I was about to ask you about it, but I would probably get distracted and start just asking lots of questions about N++.
I would answer them, but I would love to link you to Rake, and I think you guys would have a great conversation. We'll do that later. Let's focus on Way of Rhea.
Yeah, well, that sounds good. Yeah, so I kind of thought about that. I think I will probably end up having some kind of puzzle in the hub world. My guess is that it'll be one of the secrets.
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't want to spoil too much, but I do have some ideas. Okay, anyone played Talos Principle?
Talos Principle. I don't think I've heard of it. Maybe someone in chat has. Anyone know Talos Principle?
It's another one of those games that I definitely recommend, even though I actually haven't finished it. I just got distracted by other stuff, but I need to get back to it and play through the rest of it. It's very good. At least the part of it that I've played, and I can't imagine that changes. It does some interesting things with puzzles, where like there's multiple puzzles that are nearby each other, and then you can find a way to connect them that they weren't really supposed to be connected, and do some extra stuff. And so, without saying too much, because I do want it to be a little bit of a surprise, there will probably be some of that going on in the hub world if I'm able to make it work.
Okay.
I've been sitting here trying to figure out how to do it without using the blue one. I only know how to do it with the blue one, because that's how my brain was like, oh yes, this is how I do it.
Okay.
And then that's why I said oh before, because I was like, oh, you could do it without that one.
Got it.
But I don't know physically how to do it.
Everyone drink your Bev, stay hydrated. Do you have water? No, you're busy. We'll let you do your thing. Is that a Skyrim reference, Bokkel? Don't you dare. Right, yeah, Shishwa's trying to get higher. Yeah, so I was thinking in the hub world you have puzzles which would be obviously unsolvable until you unlock more orbs in order to progress. Is that where you mentioned that, I'm sure?
Yeah, I'm thinking of, and I'm trying to think of the right way to do it, and that's probably why I'm going to introduce the circuit puzzles. Well, I already want to do this thing where, kind of similar to, well, there's a bunch of games that have done stuff like this, but I want to do something where each, the hub world connects to a bunch of different biomes, and each biome has a different twist, or just a new mechanic. You know, like I haven't settled on any of these puzzles yet, but I've been toying with the idea of making like Sokoban style puzzles in the game, like within the existing mechanics, where you have like blocks you can push around. And so like maybe one of the biomes is a mountain and there's a bunch of rocks, and you have to solve puzzles involving pushing the rocks. Maybe there's another biome where you have a grappling hook you can grab the orbs with from far away, right? So I'm thinking of having all these different biomes with different twists on the game. And what I realize is that like the orbs alone are a little difficult to use to gate the hub world in a nice way, but if I add circuit puzzles, then I can use the orbs in combination with circuit style puzzles to more easily gate the hub world. And in doing that, I could also have a whole biome that's about the circuit puzzles.
Oops.
You would need to do that within a biome, and I'm sure you can make it work. It's just, I feel like we've only ever seen the tree thing, so like as smooth-brained as I am, I can't think beyond anything like a tree. I'd be super interested to see how you make other biomes work in this. I'm really excited by that, actually.
Yeah, there's gonna be. We already have some like concept art for. I should ask Carrie if I can post it. Maybe she's posted some of it on her Instagram. I'd have to like scroll through it and check. But making some progress there. We have some concept art for like a cave level, for a kind of ice world, I think, and then we're thinking about doing for story reasons that I won't spoil right now. There's going to be a more human world as well with like like buildings and stuff.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah. Funk Fox is throwing. If you need someone to play some music for you, I can vouch for Funk Fox. Funk Fox is an excellent musician. Not no pressure, obviously, but if you wanted someone like out of the realm of what you know, by all means, you should hit them up.
Cool. Well, thanks for letting me know.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, Mod's looks like Mod's almost there with the souvenir. Yep, you did it.
Is this how you did it?
Well, that's how I did it, but I didn't take the blue orb with me. You're just taking the blue orb with you because you want a trophy, and you did it. There you go. Yeah, Fun Fox made the song behind our podcast, and I absolutely love that beat. But yes, I'll invite you to the Discord if you want to keep up with all these fine folk, because I love my chat and I love how nice they're being for you, even though they bully me sometimes.
What's really fun about that
What?
is you really don't know how to do it until you actually do it.
Yeah.
I think that's
a
really
good
like
puzzle.
a clever trick to it too, because eventually I was like, I'm just gonna give up and go for it, and then you realize, oh shit.
It was really interesting that you both had the intuition that there was a way to get out with the blue orb. It's I feel like it's hard for me to know with my own game because I already figured that out, but it's I see that in other games where you look at the puzzle and you think, I know there's a way to do it. I know there's a way. But I don't know how I know that.
That's what I'm saying, right? That's probably why I froze at that puzzle, because I was like, well, that's with every puzzle, right? You're looking at this and you're like, there are all the pieces, I can do this, and I don't know how to do this. And then that extra step of like, I don't need the blue orb for this, knowing that you could skip it somehow, and actually using the blue gate as a step to beat that puzzle, I think is, like, I don't know, like, thinking outside the box with stuff like that is amazing. will other characters be introduced later in the game, or will it just be the main lad?
There are going to be other characters. We haven't settled on how they'll look necessarily, but there will be other characters in the game that you will interact with. At least that is the current plan. As you can see, we have not built that into this demo. Oh, and no, I did not actually plan a blue orb souvenir. I built that puzzle used to be a little different. It was the same solution, but it was actually all on one slope instead of on the separate blocks. So anyone who played at MagFest probably remembers sliding down these slopes while solving puzzles. That'll come back probably at some point in the game, but it was replaced by that for that specific puzzle. And I didn't realize when I changed it that it made this other solution possible. There were actually a couple other solutions that I didn't realize were there until I played around with it more. I discovered that one, but I thought it was really cool, so I left it in. And then a friend of mine discovered another one, which I actually ended up removing just because it was easier than the normal solution. So I was like, well, I can't have that. I can't have a solution that involves skipping the whole puzzle that is very easy to find, because probably everyone will just find that one. And I just didn't find it because it wasn't what I intended. If you want to be a playtester, send me an email.
Can I just say I love this
My
fucking
email's
shit?
well, I'll just put it in the chat.
What'd you say, Mod? What'd you say?
Oh, I love being able to throw the balls now.
Wait, you can put a plus in an email?
Yeah, so it's actually this interesting thing. You can use it to categorize stuff. It's part of the email spec. So technically, if I understand correctly, I'm definitely not an expert, but if I understand correctly, any conformant implementation of email will support that. But I don't know if everyone actually does. There was an interesting talk about it, actually, not just about the plus. That included stuff like that at there's this conference called Bang Bang Con about like the joy of computing. And if you Google Bang Bang Con email talk, you probably can find it, and they give all kinds of crazy facts about email. But yeah, if you're interested in being a playtester, definitely send me an email. I'm gonna get to a point quickly where, right now I have a decent number of levels, but I can, can't go to events right now, I guess, but I can have one person sit down with me that I know and just play through the whole game. But as the game gets longer and longer and longer, my friends are gonna get tired of doing it. So, and you probably would too. But if you're interested in playing through it once, having a lot of people who are interested in playing through it once is definitely helpful. The other problem is like my friends have played the game before, so they already know how it works, and that kind of biases them towards certain solutions and stuff. So just having people who are interested in trying it out will help me out. I probably won't be sending out playtest builds like in the next month, but in maybe in a few months I'll be like, okay, I have a bunch of levels, I just need to have a bunch of people try them.
Right. I'll shoot you an email too, because I would love to play test this game.
Awesome.
What was I gonna say? I don't remember what I was gonna say. Did you kickstart this game? Not you, Mod. Did you kickstart this game? Did you put it on? How did you fund this game? Is my question. I just can't seem to English right now.
Yeah, no worries. So right now it's all funded from my savings account. Might end up making a Kickstarter eventually, but we have not yet.
Okay. I think you should. I think people would love this. Maybe that's just me. I'm no one. I'm just a player. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, players are the people who I want to love it, so I mean that's always a good sign.
There you go, Mod beat it.
Yeah, I'll let you know if I do. It's probably something I would do a little bit later in development. Probably what would happen is I would get to the point where, oh, awesome, yeah, you beat the boss puzzle. Probably I get to the point where I'm getting closer to release, and maybe there's some polish stuff that I want to do, and it's gonna cost some money, or there's maybe some events that I want to do that I can't afford to go to promote. I'd probably want a Kickstarter for something like that. We'll see what happens.
Oh my goodness. And yeah, I'll help any way I can with stuff like that by like letting people know.
Oh, that's a good
whatever.
point about in chat about wonder if it's possible to do what Mario Odyssey did. We have similar level with more difficult puzzle because of different obstacles. Yeah, I like that kind of thing a lot. I'm a really big fan of that. I only have it in one place right now. There's that kind of like puzzle with a block in the middle, and the first time you see it, there's 3 teleporters, and you can solve it. And then the second time, there's only 2 teleporters. And it's still possible to solve it. There's a couple other differences, but it would actually be fun to do more of that and like intentionally be like, okay, here's another twist, but it's still possible. And you have to figure it out. I did that with Portal a lot. They had some levels where you could go through and like try to beat it with the minimum number of portals, and that was really fun, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, that like, I think it's called like the minimalist run or something like that. I don't remember off the top of my head. It's been a while since I've looked at anything for Portal. I don't know. I guess we'll just mess around. How much time do you have? I don't want to take up too much of your time. We're at like an hour and a half right now.
As much time as you want. I'm having fun hanging out.
Good, awesome. I don't know. What should I do? Should I run through the game again? See if I can be faster than you?
Yeah.
Fine.
No, we didn't really
Yeah, see if you
time
can.
it, did we?
You want me to try to beat the speed run? You're killing me. Let me pull up a timer then. Let's see how real, like actually how fast I can beat this.
So I am gonna go ahead and join the Discord, but I'm just gonna say like warning up front. I'm very bad at Discord.
That's fine.
I'm in at least 30 Discords, and I mean I'm in them, but
You're not active in them.
apologies if I don't see messages because I have not yet become acclimated to Discord.
No, that's valid. Pro tip: if you do decide to join the Discord, turn off notifications because I go live every day and I ping everyone, and I know that gets super annoying and I don't want to bother anybody, so I give them that warning every time they join the Discord. So
Gotcha. Yeah. Thanks for the heads up.
got you. Portals has those levels where they make it harder, like turrets you can't knock over and all that. Makes you think differently with portals. Now you're thinking with portals. Now you have an opportunity to force him to tell you more about N++. Oh, if you want me to talk about N++, I will, but I kind of want to keep the stream focused on Way of Rhea, but that's completely up to you. Let me start over. Okay, here we go.
Sorry, I was looking at the Discord and I got distracted catching up.
Oh yeah, there's a lot in the Discord. Give it a second and like take it all in, because there's a lot happens in there on a regular basis.
Oh yeah, that level in Portal where they put all the turrets in cages was super interesting. How to come up with a name? Without saying too much about the story, because some of it is still subject to change. Well, Rhea Rhea is a character from Greek mythology, and she's the daughter of the goddess of the earth. And the story of the game's not about the Greek goddess Rhea, but the story kind of mirrors her story in a way, which that's where the name of the game comes from.
So don't read about Rhea if you want to avoid spoilers for the game.
No, you can totally, if you go read the Wikipedia page for Rhea, you'll be fine, because it's not the kind of thing where it's like, oh, like the plot is one for one or something. It's just there are some similar themes.
I can't. Now I'm like focusing on the speedrun, so I'm a little distracted. We love Greek. Yeah, we do. Yeah, that's a big time loss. Whatever. Please, give me a second. What am I doing wrong? I know what I'm doing wrong.
No, I tried really hard to beat the 7-minute 8-second time, and I tried, like, it was crazy. I found all these like alternate ways to solve puzzles and stuff, and every single one I found took exactly many seconds as the solution that I intended. I was like, I don't know what the. It was like crazy to me. I was like, how is it possible that all of these alternate solutions always take exactly as many seconds as the main solution? But yeah, I don't know. I haven't been able to do it.
I mean, I definitely, if you haven't been able to do it, I definitely can't. This is just for fun now. Just try to inspire
But you never
people to
know,
beat my record.
because it's possible that I'm stuck in a certain way of thinking about things because it's my game.
Maybe.
I had a friend recently. The same friend who got me to Resident Evil was playtesting this before the release for the Steam Summer Festival, and I had this bug that I knew about, where those red fields. So I don't know how easy this is to see if you're watching but you haven't played yourself. Those red rectangles, they'll be replaced with some real art eventually, but you can't carry the orb through those; they get destroyed. I had this bug that I knew about where you could place the orb into the red field and it wouldn't get destroyed.
Oh.
But I didn't think it was a problem because you couldn't throw the orb all the way through it. So I figured, whatever, it looks a little funny that you can put it down in it when you probably shouldn't be able to, but it doesn't affect the puzzles. And because I just, it was my game and I knew how to solve the puzzles, I knew the solutions I intended, I never really tried that hard, I guess. Well, she's playing the game, and she figures out that you can throw the orb from one side all the way to the edge of the red field, and then go to the other side and pick it up. And you could just cheat almost all the puzzles that involved the red fields just by doing that. You could just skip the whole puzzle and just do that. And it's something that I would have never discovered because I was so stuck in my way of thinking about how the game's supposed to be played that it didn't even occur to me to do it.
Interesting. This is the part where I lose the speed run, right? I was doing okay until now because I forgot how to solve this puzzle. God, yeah, whatever. I was doing good. I was doing fine. Oh my god. Now I'm nervous. Okay.
It's your arch nemesis, the two teleporter block puzzle.
And I hate that. I hate that this is what I'm known for now. Okay.
No, it's a hard puzzle. Most people get stuck on this one. I mean, I've seen people give up. Yeah, at expos and stuff because they get to this one and they're like, whatever. I want to try other games too, and then they leave.
Damn, that must be a terrible feeling.
No, it's all right. I mean, I think it's I think it's one of those things where I probably would feel bad about it if I hadn't been to so many expos myself before I started showing my game at expos. And I know that I've done that so many times. If anything, I used to feel guilty about it. I used to feel bad walking away from a game without finishing. Mm-hmm. But now that I show at expos too, I'm just like, whatever. People want to see all the games here. I have played so many games at expos where I only played for 30 seconds and then was like, whatever, I have to go. I don't have time for this. Mm. But then I still go wishlist it on Steam later because it was cool. I just didn't have time.
Right. I hope people were like that when they got frustrated with Way of Rhea. I forgot.
I think, some of them probably were. Some of them probably, maybe the game wasn't for them. That's fine. It's not for everyone. Yeah. If you don't like puzzle games, you don't necessarily know what you're getting into when you start playing a game at an expo.
That's true. Okay, so I need to bring the orb over there and change it, and then have the teleporter to go back. I can't believe I forgot. I solved it oh my god.
Yeah, friends definitely always provide an interesting perspective. There's lots of interesting things I've seen by having friends play the game. I had the same friend later in the game drop the orb through the horizontal field and then catch it on the other side. There's just stuff like that I would have never done. I think that I had someone at an expo go down anyone at MagFest who saw the slope puzzles. I had someone at an expo, and for all I know, you're in the chat right now. Someone at MagFest went down. No, that was at PAX. Someone tried it at MagFest. I don't remember if they succeeded, but someone at PAX successfully skipped a whole puzzle by taking two orbs with them at the same time, which you can't really do. But the way they did it was by picking one up and putting it down, and then picking the other one up and putting it down repeatedly. And they were able to just move two orbs with them at the same time. And it was another one of those things where I knew theoretically it was possible, but I didn't, I spent a few minutes trying it and then just concluded, whatever, that doesn't work. And then they tried harder and they were able to do it.
I assume that would just be tapping the spacebar really, really fast to keep it with you, right? Because obviously you can't hold two orbs at the same time, but if you do that, I'm sure you could manipulate it in such a way that you juggle them in a sense.
Yeah, and it's a little different now because now when you put the orb down, you actually throw it ahead of you. Mm-hmm. So it's actually even a little easier, but than it used to be. But either way, I didn't really think anyone's gonna be able to do it. especially while on that puzzle, because that puzzle was also on a slope, so you're sliding while you're doing it. Look, the orbs are like, they're like real heavy or something.
Their orbs are heavy, exactly.
Yeah, they're just too heavy for that.
It's a good way to rationalize it, honestly. Oh God, why can't I do this? Huh? What if I did not this, but this?
No, I fixed the red. Thankfully, because my friend found that bug, I fixed the red field bug, so you can't throw it through the red fields anymore. Otherwise, you could definitely beat my speed run.
Hmm. Oh, sure, with a good question. Do you eat food with 2 forks? Come on now. Focus on the task at hand. Okay, I finally figured it out. God, that cost me 4 minutes on the speed run, so we're at a good 8.5 minutes now in the second set of levels.
The character does not have a name. The character has been around since before the humans.
Ooh.
And so different groups or beings or species may have different names for the character, but the character does not have a name.
Interesting. Oh God, what did I just? Oh, no, there we go. I thought I lost it for a second. Oh. Sorry, I cursed. I try not to curse. I've been doing a pretty good job, but that one got to me. Just because I'm upset, I keep looking at the timer. But yes, timing there hasn't been a game I've been unable to accidentally get stuck in the ground in yet. That's the spirit. Let's see if we can break all this geometry.
If you find a way to get stuck in the ground in the Steam demo, definitely let me know about it. It shouldn't be possible, and the physics is supposed to run at a fixed rate, so it should be consistent everywhere. But I mean, if I missed anything, definitely let me know.
I'm starting to forget the puzzles now. I know you're anxious. I understand. Just give me a second.
I hope you know I'm going to spend the next week trying to speedrun this.
Good.
Or the next 12 hours.
Good. Why did I do that?
If you can get a ball stuck in a wall, or if you can get yourself stuck in a wall, either like send me a picture or send me how you did it. Like that would be good to know. It wouldn't blow my mind if it happened, but I haven't found a way to do it. There's a couple things I do know about, which is I know that right before the puzzle where you can get the extra blue orb, when you're sliding down that like tube, there's a place you can you don't really get stuck. You just pause on it for a second. But if you hit the left arrow, you go out of it, so you're not really stuck. But it just doesn't really feel good. It feels like you should slide. But I think that's the only thing I know about. I don't think there's nowhere else I know about where you can get stuck in anything or throw an orb through something. How long is it going to stay on Steam? Maybe I should just pick a day. The festival ended on Tuesday, but I just, I saw that a lot of people downloaded the game at the festival, and I can see stats on how many people downloaded it, how many people played it, and I saw that there were a lot of people who didn't get a chance to play it yet, so I figured I'd leave it up a little bit just in case they wanted to get to it. But I haven't set a date yet. I say I'll leave it up over the weekend, and then I'll probably take it down on Monday.
So there you go. This is your last chance. When you throw the ball, it looks like it moves a fixed distance before it's released. So I'd probably try doing that a few times against the scene. You want me to see if I could try to break the game real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Let's see. Maybe if I... No, okay, so he doesn't bounce into the thing. Let's see. If I can find a
I
solid
think that's a pretty good theory. If you're able to put the orb through a wall, that's going to be why. I tried to space things out so that wouldn't work, but it's worth a shot.
Because it also, it moves forward and, it doesn't move directly from, it doesn't just spawn in front of your hand, right? It bounces a little bit from your hand as if you, gently toss it, you know? But you see, I can still pick it up within this range. That's how you would juggle. Yeah, okay, so I can't break it, but download it on Steam and absolutely try for yourself. What if you throw... Oh! A good way to punish people who keep trying to break the game. What if you throw it too many times and it breaks?
Actually, that'd be a pretty funny Easter egg. Like, I'm gonna write that down. Just like, you don't want to do it after 3 times or something, because that'd be annoying.
Right.
You always have undos, so it's not a big deal. But like, I could make it if you do it 20 times in a row, then it's like, hey, I see you you're trying to break the game.
Oh, I didn't. Right, this is the puzzle where you don't need to use the teleporters. Whoops. Then we suddenly turn it into a horror game. That corner to the left has a small gap. Oh, here's a
You
little.
just get stuck in the wall?
Yeah, no, I'm not stuck in the wall. I think there's a little bit of geometry that I'm standing on here. See that?
Oh wait, I missed it. What happened?
Look at this. Is it frozen? Or
Yeah,
is it
yeah.
show?
So that's the tube thing I was talking about.
Gotcha.
This is the one place I know you can kind of you don't really get stuck, because if you hit left, you'll get unstuck.
Hmm.
But you can pause there if you're holding down the right arrow.
Yeah, I thought we were going to show you a new thing. Oh, whoops. Why did I do that? I need to do this.
It's actually, this is a pro tip. This is Way of Rhea. So we're playing a work in progress level right now. The actual game has lots of, pretty artwork and stuff, but this is a level without any of the artwork in it. I'll send a link to chat to the Steam page for the game.
Cicero said right here, and I'm trying to see what they're trying to get at. Hit that link. Download the game. The demo, at least. Take an orb and throw it left as you walk off left. So, we're talking like here. Bounces. It's a little slow to come down, but it bounces.
So one tip for anyone who's interested in finding ways to walk through walls in games, that place where you got stuck in that tube had a T-joint.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever see a T-joint, if it looks like the geometry is forming that kind of shape, the way most physics engines are built for games can't really handle that very well. So most of the time people just try to avoid making that kind of geometry. If you see something that looks like that, that's a good place to look for a glitch if you're trying to like glitch out of a map or something.
Interesting. That's a good game breaking tip, honestly. So what you said, this seam, because I can't really go down here, but like the thing, is the rewind mechanic solely for testing, or do you plan on keeping it?
Oh, I
Good
definitely
question.
plan on keeping it. It's what I like about it is it lets me design puzzles without worrying about you getting soft locked. For the first year and like a half of me developing the game, I didn't have undo redo, and I tried to design all the puzzles so that it was impossible to ever get soft locked, because I just don't. Having to hit reset feels like a punishment, and I don't think you should be punished for trying out new ideas. Not yet having solved the puzzle is like the punishment. Oh, that's interesting. I would have expected the orb to bounce off of there.
I think I
guess I have the
just
friction
right
set
thing.
really, really high.
Yeah. See?
I'll make a note of that because it looks weird. I'm kind of torn because on one hand, well, I do have some puzzle ideas for sliding orbs, so yeah, I'll make a note. Lower the friction on the orb; it shouldn't stay on the wall like that.
See, we helped. We did something. My mom just went to bed. She gave me strawberries that I've been holding off on eating. All right.
Ooh, I wish I had some strawberries.
Oh man, strawberries with like just a little bit of sugar. Mwah, delicious. Ah, okay. Let's get this. Wake her. No, I'm not gonna wake up my mother. Which one do I need now? I need the pink orb. Yeah, we're at a cool.
Oh yeah, I was
16
saying.
minute-
Yeah, so I wanted to design all the puzzles so that you could never get soft locked. And I was able to do it for a while, but it felt really limiting in terms of like what kind of puzzles I could design. But I don't like reset because it feels like a punishment for experimenting. And I think not being able to solve the puzzle is enough of a punishment. Like I don't think you also want to have to like reset the game all the time. It always just feels kind of janky to me. Like if I'm playing a game and I have to reset, I kind of feel like it feels like an oversight, even if the developer knew it was there. So I was actually really hesitant to add undo redo because I thought it would like break the immersion in the game. But a friend of mine working on a game called Obversion, that's like Obversion. He released it a little while back. It's a first-person puzzle platformer about creating and destroying cubes, and it has undo redo, and it plays really great. And so I was like, wow, wait, if you can get away with having undo redo in a first-person game without breaking immersion, then I can definitely get away with it in a 2D puzzle platformer. So I just I saw him do that, and I was like, great, adding undo redo to the game, and I went and implemented it.
I think it is a great mechanic because there is nothing worse than like looking at a puzzle and also chat. Tell me what the vibe is. There's nothing worse than looking at a puzzle and being like, oh, I need to go all the way back to the beginning, don't I? Like that happened to me a lot with Portal, and having to just take a step back to be like, okay, where did I go wrong? Is a really big deal. So
yeah, especially with imagine this level. Imagine you throw the orb and you throw it in the wrong place or something. It's like, you get a second chance. This game isn't supposed to be about difficult physics or difficult platforming. Difficult platforming's fun. But it's not what this game is about. So if you try to fall off a ledge and try to land on a certain platform and you miss it, then whatever, you undo, you do it again. No big deal.
Absolutely. I feel like I wish more people thought like that, because if I had to go back to the beginning every time I messed up in these puzzles, I would lose my mind. I would feel so defeated, and that feeling of defeat is awful as a player. Oh man. Okay. What do I need? I need you. No, what do I need? I need you. We're approaching 20 minutes on the speed run here. I don't think I'm going to beat yours, but I did get close.
You're definitely beating you last time. Honestly,
yeah,
if
sure.
you came, I think the only way to do it is to have all the solutions memorized. It probably takes a lot of playthroughs.
Yeah. That's got to be, and that's just any speed run, right? You have to know what you're doing beforehand, otherwise how are you going to do it as quickly as possible?
Yeah.
I feel like maybe a blind speedrun would be an interesting subcategory of speedruns, but I don't think anybody would do it.
It's tricky because it kind of has to be honor system. How do you know they haven't played the game before? Unless it's I just developed this game and I haven't released it yet. It'd be a lot of fun. I would love to do that with friends. With a bunch of friends, take a game that we've never played before, and then we all just at the same time try to beat it as fast as possible.
That would be so fun. Little history about me. I used to play a lot of Super Mario 64. I still do, but I made awful little YouTube videos in 2008. Did the quality drop for the stream? I'm sorry about that. I apologize for the quality. I don't know what it is. Late night, they seem to decide to cut my internet. But we had an idea of me and another channel. We were gonna go against each other to see who could speedrun Super Mario 64 the best after not playing it for 3 years. And I really wanted to do that. I feel like that'd be super cool. That would actually be really cool for this game if you got two people to play it at the demo, at least at the same time, to compete to see who could solve puzzles faster. I feel like that'd be super entertaining.
That would be fun. Actually, something I do sometimes at events is I try to bring more than one computer, just that way multiple people can play at the same time.
Right.
And sometimes what'll happen is a bunch of friends will come together and they'll each go on a different computer. And when I first started showing at events, my reaction to that would be oh no, they all know each other. They could all go on the same computer and someone else could be playing. But I quickly changed my mind because I noticed that they would start competing with each other. They would be well, some people would compete with each other. Some of them would be oh, I'm going to beat you. I'm going to get to the end of the level first. And, there'd be some give and take. Other people I would see play simultaneously and then help each other when they got stuck. One person would get stuck on a puzzle and then their friend would be no, you gotta do this. But then they would be the one to get stuck at the next puzzle. And it's super cool because unlike when you watch a person play by themselves, because they're talking to each other, I know what they're thinking. And I get to see what do people think about the puzzles. Not just what do they want to tell me, but what do they actually think, between their friends. And what was going through their head until they found the solution.
Right. By the way, so my time with that was 21 minutes and 14 seconds, almost 15 seconds.
Should I try to beat that?
You want to try to beat it now?
Yeah.
All right. So let me screenshot this so you don't forget.
Ouch.
I forgot I'm using it on the phone. I got to screenshot the old way. Okay. My goodness. You're gonna beat it, right?
Maybe, I don't know.
I think you will. Oh no, you're gonna take the other chair, right?
Yeah. But I need you to hold my laptop.
Yeah, I know. I'll do the same thing I did last time. Does anybody have any more questions for me? Yeah, Mod feels the need to flex on me yet again. Does anybody have any more questions?
Honestly, I just really like playing the game.
Yeah, no, it is super fun.
Oh, thank you.
I'm trying to think. Oh wait, you're not timing it.
Oh.
Hit escape, then hit demo, and then as soon as like the game loads up, hit what do you call it? The start.
I assumed you were in charge of the timer.
How dare you? How dare he what?
Ready?
Yeah. You're being accused in chat of something.
Who, me or?
No, Mason.
Oh, what am I being accused of?
Please do not attack the guest. Oh, that's just your favorite question. Okay. I was nervous. I was like, what happened?
How dare I? Very, with lots of like trepidation and uncertainty, but I do dare.
I love that answer. Oh, okay. So I have a question that I ask everyone I meet, and it's a stupid question, but I like it a lot. So, who would win in a fight between Mike Tyson in his prime and are you familiar with Home Alone 2, the movie?
Oh, it's been a really long time.
Okay.
Maybe.
It's the main character from Home Alone 2, the kid Kevin McAllister.
Can I restart again?
Yeah, if you want. Who would win in a fight between them? And if you don't remember the movie, that's fine. You don't have to give an answer. But I really.
Oh, I remember enough to give an answer.
Oh, okay, sick. So who would win in a fight between Mike Tyson in his prime and Kevin McAllister from Home Alone 2?
Well, it depends on one thing.
Which is
how much setup time does that kid have?
Prep time. Yes. Macaulay Culkin getting destroyed, Dougie. Whoa. We're talking about this is a matter of prep time. Okay. It's a matter of how much time does Kevin McAllister. He knows. Oh, that makes me so happy. Yeah, it's all a matter of prep time. I saw someone on Twitter revisit the question and it was like, if Kevin McAllister and Batman had the same prep time, who would win? And everyone was like, oh yeah, Kevin McAllister.
Yeah. You give him more than, I'm going to say, 7 minutes, 8 seconds. He's going to win. I don't care who.
Totally random amount of time. Totally just out of nowhere number. Fine.
Anchoring bias. You know, it'll get you.
Oh man. Consider that Mike Tyson also gets prep time. Well, that's just more like training, right? Kevin.
Yeah, I mean, Mike Tyson's been prepping his whole life, but like, I mean, he's not even. What's he gonna do? Like, he's not an expert trap builder. Booby trap builder. I don't think it's happening.
Sick the tiger on him. But yeah, no. Also, you gotta remember, this is like Mike Tyson in his prime too. This is like when he was knocking dudes out with one punch, like scary Mike Tyson, you know. So I feel like people.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
too.
It's just like, getting punched, not a good time. At the same time, I mean, I don't know. I've never really been punched. I got punched in a mosh pit by accident once. I don't know if that counts. But
let's say it counts.
I think regardless, I can say, getting punched, not a good time. But it's not really that scary if there's a bunch of Home Alone 2 traps between you and the person who's trying to punch you. Because, I mean, they're not gonna get there.
Yeah, no, that's true. Really what it boils down to is like, could Mike Tyson survive Home Alone 2? And the answer is probably not. That's the reality of the situation. You're telling me...
Yeah, I don't think anyone would survive Home Alone 2.
No, I don't think so. And for God's sake, Joe Pesci almost did, and Joe Pesci's a legend. Apparently Mike Tyson's gonna fight Evander Holyfield again. That's the dude whose ear he ripped off, by the way. That's kind of crazy.
Honestly, I'm not even gonna say that Chuck Norris would. You know who you want to put against the? I already forgot his name. The Home Alone 2 kid is. You got to get like David Blaine, right?
Ooh.
You put David Blaine against that kid. David Blaine's gonna like pick all the locks and like dodge all the traps and like that. Then there's a chance.
There's a really old like YouTube series of this dude who does like a terrible David Blaine impression, just like harassing these two people just trying to live their lives with magic. And for some reason, I just got reminded of that. Oh my god, David Blaine is gonna
Yeah, that's a
eat
good
glass
point.
and
David Blaine's
disappear.
gonna eat the glass and then disappear.
Well, then really, who wins in that situation?
David Blaine. It's just the ultimate power move. He's like, look, I wasn't even here to come get you to escape these traps. I was just here to show off. I could have, if I wanted to. I didn't even want to. I just needed a snack.
David Blaine just reveals that he's actually not even here. He's not been here the whole time.
Like, imagine you build all these traps for this dude, and he just comes up, eats a glass, and then leaves. Like, sure, he didn't get you physically, but, like, mentally, that'd be devastating.
Oh my god. You remember when that dude spent like a week in underwater just because?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he is the one person who would win. Like, you'd set up like a moat with like alligators or something. He falls in it and he's like, no problem. I can already hold my breath for a week. And what do you know? In my next series, I was already planning on showing off that I'm an alligator whisperer.
What can't do?
You might ask, well, what's he gonna eat for the full week? Turns out, he eats the alligators.
Oh, you got a compliment in chat, Mason. Look at first of all, hi Jamie. I assume that's Jamie Jams.
Aw, hey Jamie.
If you're
Thanks for
interested in the game,
joining.
be sure to check out the links. All right, I'll post it again. Hold on. It's
I'm not
going
gonna
down
make it.
Monday, this demo, so be sure to pick it up beforehand. What happened, Mud?
I'm not gonna make it.
Why aren't you gonna make it? You got stuck?
No, I'm at 5 minutes and 30 seconds.
Oh, you have another minute and a half. Believe in yourself, come on.
I think it's possible from here to make it. It's like definitely tight, but I think it's doable.
Oh wait.
You could do it. You know what's really interesting about this? Like, we've been listening to this music a lot, and I'm not, like,
I'm
sick
an
of it.
idiot. I wasted time.
Yeah, it's okay. Oh, yeah, you're also timed against me and not the speedrun?
I know, but I wanted to do both.
Wow, okay, cool.
I did the stupid again. Wow.
I did the stupid again.
Yeah, this one's a real killer. This one messes me up too, actually, because when you do it wrong, you end up having to ride that stupid elevator all the way up and down, you know, and that just kills a lot of time. I'm actually thinking about, well, I'm sorry, I know I'm talking right now, but I just found out that apparently there's a new Tony Hawk game.
Oh, did you not know about? Oh my god, no, they're not. It's a new one. They're remaking the first two.
What? That's awesome. I grew up on the fourth one. I gotta go back and play that again.
Was that under?
I mean, actually, I've wanted to for a long time, but I don't even know where you can play it.
I feel like it was a PS2 game, right?
I had the Power PC version on a MacBook,
Ah, okay.
and I still have a MacBook, but I don't have a Power PC MacBook anymore.
Damn. Should be coming out end of this month, I think. Yeah,
Ooh,
no, they
nice.
announced that kind of out of nowhere. Because again, there's no E3 this year, so all those big announcements kind of got like spread out, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
I missed Tony Hawk the first time around, and I regret it so much because all my friends like talked about it growing up, and I was like, well, we could play like Mario Party if you guys want, you know. Obviously I love Mario Party. I don't regret that, but I do regret not having like not playing Tony Hawk when I was younger. I'm super excited. I was big on Skate. Like Skate 2 was my game, and I missed out.
Well,
on
not to
Tony Hawk.
get too. Oh, awesome. You said you let's see. Block Industries played through it and could not break it. Well, I feel accomplished. But speaking of skate games, you know, like full disclosure, this is my friend's game, but I mean everyone has been talking about it, so I don't think it's like too terrible for me to like call it out. If you haven't heard of Skate Story, I definitely recommend looking up Skate Story. It's not out yet, but like it's really cool. I have played it.
Is that the one where the main character is
very
made of
neat.
glass?
What do you say? Oh yeah, it's the one where the skater's glass.
Yeah, I remember that.
The pitch that I assume it's still the same. The pitch that he gave me when he first told me about it, the way he explained it was, it's a skateboarding game where you skateboard into hell, except you're also in New York City.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it was pitched. When did we watch a trailer for that?
During one of the, was it the Day of the Devs?
It might have been Day of the Devs.
Oh yeah, I think I honestly missed the Day of the Dev streams. I forgot what day they were, but I do believe that it was featured there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we caught that because we were like, we might as well, because they like, the big announcement was that they announced Crash Bandicoot 4, which is, I still can't believe, like, real. Like, I can't believe that's happening. But yeah, no, we sat through and we were like, this is actually pretty good. Some of these games are super, super interesting. And I was, like, my whole thing was like, for some reason, the first thing that came into my head when I saw the glass skater was like, whoa, so if you, like, mess up a trick, you break. That's awesome. That's why you're in hell. That's your punishment. I like that. That's interesting. But not even thinking about any of the ramifications of that. Just that fact.
I can tell you that when I played the demo, there was a lot of me smashing into a million pieces.
So that is the mechanic, right? If you crash, you do smash into pieces.
Yeah. You know, I love skate games, and I love skating in real life. I'm very bad at skate games. So even things where I'm like, I could do that for real, I like do it in the skate game, and I don't know what it is. It's just like I just get like the wrong instinct or something, you know, because it's different in a game. I don't know. There was a lot of me trying to like 50-50 a curb and then just like exploding into a million shards of glass. And then David Blaine came up and ate them all. And then laughed and then ran off. And I was just like, man, what is my life?
And you knew you were defeated in that moment.
Yeah. I mean, you know, that's the ultimate defeat.
I love the implication that David Blaine just shows up and does magic whenever he feels like it.
I mean, that's just how it goes, you know? You're already having a bad day. You know, all you wanted to do was 50-50 a curb. It's not a big deal, it's just a 50-50. And then freaking David Blaine comes up and has to eat your shattered glass limbs. Yeah, it's just how it goes.
Well, I did it in under almost exactly 11 minutes.
That's right. I'll show the thing when I get up there. The time when I get up there. Push this back. Oh, right. Did you give Milton his med? No, okay. We gotta give him food with it anyway. So, our dog Milton has like a health issue, so we gotta give him medicine for it. But yes, here is Mod's time. 10:59:54, under 11 minutes. So
oh wow, nice.
Yeah, you beat me by half of my. Don't forget, I stopped to talk. Okay, so this isn't like a victory. You just did good.
You also stopped to figure out how to do one of the early puzzles.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, I don't even remember how to solve that puzzle, and I'm thinking about it right now. Oh man. Okay. Lamont did better this time, but I have the demo now. I'm not gonna get rid of the demo. Maybe we'll do this again sometime. You know? Maybe I'll just beat your record right now.
Go for it.
Fine. You know what? Fine. Unbelievable. We stopped to try and break the game. That's true. I'm going over. I'm sorry if this is getting repetitive to anybody. How are you feeling, Mason?
I'm feeling good.
Okay. If we do get annoying, you'll let us know, right?
No, you're good. I mean, yeah, I would let you know, but you were good.
What'd you say?
I'm having such a good time.
This game is great. God, I love this game. I think a problem I'm gonna have is that once this game is in its like finished form, I'm gonna be like, man, where are all the pink blocks? What am I gonna do? Like, I'm gonna be so upset that like there's actually like looking at it now, and that's gonna be like, that's just gonna be my fault, right? Like that's just gonna be me getting so used to it and playing the absolute heck out of this demo now that I have it. Oh man. Right, puzzle. Forgot what I was doing.
Well,
for
if
a
you
second.
find all the secret developer shortcuts, you can turn on the collision visualization and see the pink blocks again.
I might do that, honestly, just to put me back in my element, because I'm gonna be looking at things like, well, I'm gonna look at things like that's supposed to be a pink block, right? So I need to replace it mentally with a pink block and then understand it. Okay. Oh wait, no, messed up. Look at that, man. I keep stopping to talk and use my hands. I gotta focus and beat Mon's record of 10 or 11 minutes. I gotta go under 11.
I was
Let's
already
go.
under 11 slightly by 6
Slightly
like
under
6
11.
seconds.
Oh yeah, has Nintendo reached out to you about bringing the pink block to Smash?
Not yet. Honestly, I'm a little offended. Every once in a while, I do a really targeted like search through my Gmail to see, maybe I just missed it. Maybe it went to spam. But I haven't seen the request yet.
Unbelievable. Ridiculous. How dare Nintendo do this to you? For God's sakes, they
I'm
couldn't
glad that
bother.
it feels more fun watching it than playing it. It's something I actually kind of like worry about. Is like, it's kind of hard to tell what's going on. Well, maybe you can tell me, but it seems to me like this is a game where it's kind of hard to tell what's going on when you're not the one actually pushing the buttons.
Yeah, I feel like if people come into the stream, they're gonna be like, what is happening? What?
Yeah, it's like, because you have to realize the colors are significant, and especially because it's work in progress art right now. Like, there's all these like rectangles, and you're like, what's the red rectangle for? Is that a wall? And you're like, oh wait, it's not a wall. Well, why is it even there?
Oh my goodness. Okay, we're at 2.5 minutes now. I feel like I lost some time. This game is going to look really cool once textures and records. But this game looks cool now. Like, that first level is still really, really beautiful.
Well, thank you.
Right, okay. It's gonna be too long to figure out what was going on from just watching the stream. That's why, like, you should get your hands on it and play it, because this game is fun as hell. My goodness.
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing like more like animations or something. When you change colors, for example, it shouldn't be instant. There should be a visual, like there should be motion on screen so that it draws your eye to it and you notice it's happening. There's a bunch of polish I think I could do that maybe would better indicate to like a viewer what's happening, even if they aren't the one actually playing.
Right. I think that's something to consider too, because people who are like, a lot of times people will come and watch, for example, on Twitch and be like, this game is super interesting. I want to see if I can play it. So catering to people who view it is a good idea. Okay, here I am with the puzzle that breaks my run. Let's see if we can do it in less than 4 minutes.
Yeah, like lightning bolt comes out of the sky and hits you. Yeah, something like that.
That'd be cool. That'd be really cool, honestly.
Yeah, actually, we were thinking about that with the light flashing. Carrie drew up like some concept art of a lamp where it actually has like 3 different orbs built into it, and then like after you trigger it, they like spin around and land on the right one, and the light color changes.
Oh.
We might end up doing something like that. Especially because right now it's like, it's not even clear the lamp's interactive. Like, it is because it highlights, but sometimes people play and they forget that it highlighted, and then they don't realize that you can put the orbs in the lamps.
I'm missing something. What am I doing wrong? What did I miss? Huh? Oh God, no, not again! I was doing so good again! Oh God, I did the same thing I did last time. I hate that I can't. I just did this and I don't remember it. Okay.
You're doing great, sweetie.
Am I doing great?
Do you want me to tell you?
No. I want to remember. And I hate that I can't remember.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, having a hole to put the orb in, so you can like see it visibly go in.
No, I'm stuck.
Because right now it's not even clear like what's even happening. Like, the orb just vanishes. But if there was a place where you could like see that the orb is supposed to be placed, I think that would make a lot more sense.
I don't remember how to do it, man. I don't, and it's
Coming. You almost had it.
Did I almost have
You
it? No,
almost
wait.
had it.
Hold on. Let me figure it out. The E button is to go back, right? Okay, slow down. Don't.
I'm here if you need me.
Yes, thank you.
I believe in
I
you.
really, this is so frustrating. Because I've done it before. This is like the third time I'm doing it, and I don't remember. Oh my god. Don't. Stop. You standing right there is getting me so nervous. Please don't do that. Thank you.
I'm emotionally supporting
That's
you.
not emotional support. That's just intimidating. You're just
supporting you
bullying me.
emotionally.
Oh my god. You can ride the thing while holding. You can, but what am I supposed to do with that? Because every time I go to the red things, I get like it'll break itself when I walk to the thing. The orbs can be moved, but I don't know what to do with them. Oh right, okay. No, I figured it out before you said it. I heard what you said. You said drop it. No, that's not it. You're right. Oh my god. Now watch. I just remembered that. I'm not gonna remember it again. What are you gonna do, right? There you go. That took us 2.5 minutes instead of 4. So no, I will not be breaking Mod's record.
You still have a chance.
Was I supposed to do that? I think so. I think I'm supposed to do this.
Yeah, I should add an extra key that's called like eat. And if you push the eat key, you just eat the orb. And it serves no purpose in the game. Does not further your progression. It's just like a show-off thing where you're like, you know what? I know I'm not going to need this orb. So you just eat it up front and then you solve the puzzle anyway.
Like David Blaine eating glass. The orbs are made out of glass.
Yeah, oh yeah, and then you get replaced by an icon of David Blaine. Turns out you were him all along.
Please, for God's sake, please make that easier in the game. Oh man. Okay. All right. Here we go. What am I doing? I'm doing this. Oh, now I'm doing the snoozing thing where I just keep turning off Milton's notification. Oh, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? Oh no. Oh wait, no, I'm an idiot. Don't listen to me. You eat the orb and slowly and subtly in the background you hear mind freak. Oh, okay, we're about a minute before I lose to Mod, so whatever. It's just that one puzzle, man. It's just the one puzzle. Should I just start over? I probably should.
You know, one thing you could do is because you have undo redo. You could solve that puzzle like 3 times in a row to like really solidify it, and then just undo, solve it again, undo, solve it again.
To really dig it into my brain, right?
Yeah.
I should. But then there's the issue of time, which is what because I'm supposed to be doing this as quick as possible. Is this? Yeah, okay. God. Yeah, here we go. Oh no, sorry, we have a minute and a half. I don't think I'm going to beat a minute and a half because this is only the second thing, but, you know, I believe in myself. The David Blaine trivia test.
Milton almost just knocked me off the bed.
Oh my goodness.
You know, real talk though, like,
Yeah.
I'm actually so impressed by David Blaine. I used to think that, like, there were some tricks I saw him do. Like, when I was a kid, I was into magic, and there's some tricks I saw him do where I thought, like, oh, okay, you know, the trick is like a trick I've seen before, you know, like I've seen someone make a card appear inside a piece of fruit or something before. Like, that's a, you know, it's a good trick, but it's a trick I've seen before.
Right.
But he does it where the person like names the card and doesn't ever like touch the deck or whatever. And I'm like, well, whatever. That part's fake. Like, they just did that in like, you know, that's just a video editing thing or whatever. They cut the part out where he picks the card. But I actually learned recently that another magician that I've been following for a while online design some of the tricks that David Blaine does, and a lot of the things that I assumed that weren't real, like, are totally real. Like, he actually did them, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. Like, I assumed the whole time that just wasn't real and didn't give him any credit for it. And meanwhile, like, he actually was just able to do it.
That's pretty cool. So there you go. 5 seconds until I lose to Mod. Whatever. Now we're just going for my new personal best, which is less than 21 minutes. But yes, first question: would David eat a light bulb or hold his breath for 30 minutes to assert dominance?
He'd eat a light bulb while holding his breath for 30 minutes to assert dominance.
That's what. See, Mason knows what's up. Everyone, drink your water. Stay hydrated. Oh my God. Okay. What are we doing? Doing this. To do this. Doing this. He'd screw it into his throat hole and use it as a flashlight while chasing pedestrians in the nighttime to assert dominance. Dougie's got something a little stronger than water. Live your best life. Great answer. Mason passes. Are you an animal lover? How do you feel about animals, Mason?
I do like animals. I don't have any pets right now, but I always grew up with cats. All animals are great. Cats are especially great. Except there's one exception. I know what you're gonna think. You're gonna think it's because of the game, and that's not even why. Geese. Geese are the worst. Geese are like snakes with wings.
Snakes with wings.
Yeah. You get like the long curvy neck. They bite you.
Wait, hold on. Geese are poisonous?
Not poisonous, but they have like something in their mouth that makes it sting when they bite you.
Oh my God.
Well, I don't know. I believe you because
geese are the worst.
So there's this place as a kid or as like a teenager that I'd walk by every day, and I remember that at some point this goose showed up there, and so it was this interesting setup where there's a building on my right, and there's a chain link fence on my left, and then there's like a road in between them and a sidewalk, and I'm walking down the sidewalk, and I'd walk there every day for a very long time, and one day I'm walking down there, and there's this goose just standing there. Yeah, it is. The Untitled Goose Game is goose propaganda. They're trying to make me side with the geese. So I'm walking down that sidewalk, and there's this goose just standing in the center of the sidewalk, like facing me. And at the time, I didn't know anything about geese, so I'm just like, what the heck? Why is that goose just standing there? And so I start walking. I keep going. I paused for a second to think about it, and then I kept going. And as I'm going down the sidewalk, the goose starts going, like faster and faster, and then starts walking towards me. And I'm like, I don't know if this thing can hurt me, but that's pretty scary. So I start running, but there's not much space to run in because there's a wall on one side and a building on the other. And so I'm like going to the left, trying to go around it, and it's like cutting me off. And I'm like going as fast as I can, and I make it. I get past the goose, and I keep running for a little bit. But then, a good 30 seconds later, I feel pretty stupid. Because I'm like, really? I'm letting a bird chase me? Like, what's wrong with me? But whatever. I go back the next day, and the freaking goose is there again. And this becomes a routine. Every single day, I go to this place, I walk down the freaking street, and this goose chases me the same way. And every day, I just barely make it. And every day, I feel like such a loser. Because I'm like, why am I running away from this bird? It probably can't even really hurt me. One day it's pouring rain, and I'm not freaking happy because it's pouring rain and I'm walking, but I'm like, at least that goose won't be there today. But no, the freaking goose is there in the pouring rain. It just goes on for freaking forever, and every day I just barely make it. I start showing up running. I don't wait till I see it. I just run the whole way. I don't want to lose the time to acceleration. So yeah, because they're freaking snakes with wings. So anyway, I'm doing this. This becomes just part of my life. But one day I'm walking, and up ahead is the goose. I'm still a good ways away, and I was gonna be running, but I see these construction workers up ahead, and like, I know you can't see me on the stream. Like, I'm a skinny dude. Like, I'm not like, they're like these like big burly construction workers, and they're like walking down the sidewalk like looking sure of themselves. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna stop here and see how these guys deal with it. Because they're not going to run away from the goose. I'm going to run it. They're going to deal with it. And so I just stop and watch. And the goose sees them and goes, and starts going towards them, and they completely ignore it. They just keep going, and I'm like, all right, that's good. That's good to know. And I'm watching, and then suddenly they're like, oh, it freaking bit me! Ah! And then they both start running off, and I was so validated in that moment because I was running away from a real threat. Apparently, apparently you don't want to mess with geese.
No, not at all. And I disagree with what you said, that you're trying to paint the goose in a good light in the Untitled Goose Game. Nah, that goose isn't like an asshole. Like straight up, that goose is not a good person.
Well, that is true. I think my previous bad experiences with geese have so far prevented me from playing the game. So maybe I should not preemptively criticize it. Maybe I should check it out for myself, and then maybe I will retract my claim that it is goose propaganda.
You know how like Batman becomes a bat because he's scared of bats? Do that with Untitled Goose Game. Play Untitled Goose Game to become the goose.
Yeah, next time you see me on a stream, I'm gonna be on video dressed up in a goose suit.
If you don't, I'm gonna be so disappointed. Also, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt your story. Thank you for the bits, Dougie. Okay, so here's my time. I got 12 minutes and 57 seconds, so we beat my record by about, 8 minutes? 9 minutes? Maybe less? I can't math right now. I think 8 minutes. So, Mod's better than me right now. Whatever. If I just get past that one puzzle, I'd be fine. Untitled Human Game is the game of the year.
That's just life.
When you run from that, that's just life. That's a good point. Untitled Human Game. Developer notes, so one time there was this goose.
So honestly, I'm pretty impressed by both of the times. I mean, I don't really expect anyone to beat my speedrun or to match it. I mean, if you do, definitely let me know on the Steam forums or whatever. But I mean, 12 minutes is like, 11, 12 minutes is pretty close.
I think I could do it. I think I could do it in 10 if I really tried. You see, if you look at the screen now, you're gonna see Milton. This is our boy. Hi, Milton. Do you want to say hi? Look over there. Look right there.
Look.
Say hi. Don't sniff at the mic, please.
Milton ASMR.
Oh god, a Milton ASMR would be terrifying. But yeah, oh yeah, we have a Milton emote. That was my first emote. Milton's a good boy. But yes, let's just get a pet goose.
No.
Why not?
They're evil.
But like for defense.
No.
Come on.
Geese? No honor. They have no honor.
Geese do not listen to anyone but themselves. Oh, Milton gets a pet. We gotta bring him back.
He's scratching. Hold on.
Oh yeah, he's in the middle of something. We already have Milton ASMR at the Odd Hour YouTube channel. That's true. Milton in the newest episode, and I'll spoil it now. In like episode 5, he does it again. Milton, for some reason, every time we sit down to record content for YouTube, he decides on the second episode, he's like, "You guys have played long enough. Now it's time for me." Every time, like without fail. Oh man, Mason, are you gonna do any like dev streams when the game gets closer to launch?
Yeah, I've been thinking about it.
Big recommend, because that's like a huge way to get the name out there.
Yeah, I think I should do that. And also, like, so one of the things I do, so I mentioned that I do freelance work, just to make a little money while I'm working on the game.
Mm-hmm.
One of the other things I do is some semesters I teach at UCSC and CSUMB,
Sick.
just 1 or 2 classes. And it's a fun thing to do. And I was thinking about like taking some of the content that I teach to those classes and then just doing like a free Twitch stream, intro to game programming or that kind of thing. I think that could be kind of fun. So I might do something like that as well.
That'd be awesome, honestly. In another life, I'm sure I'm a game programmer, but in this life, I'm just the streamer. Oh man. So hold on, like you've developed for a bunch of other things, right? Like big names, right? Do you want to talk about that? Because I feel like I remember when I looked you up to think about questions, you have like a pretty impressive resume, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I worked at a bunch of big name companies. I can't talk about most of the specific work I did. The list of companies is Microsoft, Google, and then Control Labs, which was later acquired by Oculus.
So does that mean Way of
At
Rhea is going to
Microsoft,
be in VR?
I was doing network security. Can't say exactly what. At Google is a bunch of internal tools that I can't talk about. Control Labs, I can say a little more about. They are building, they are building a device that you strap to your wrist, and it senses the signals that your brain sends to your hands. And then it can like reconstruct the motion of your hand, or even if you don't have a hand, I guess it could work because it's just a signal. And so that you could use that, for example, in a VR game to have a hand in game. So I was working there on an API for the Unity game engine, as well as a bunch of other random stuff.
Yeah, chat pretty much sums it up. It's like, yeah, I work for the FBI, the CIA, the NCIS, and NASA, just to name a few things, right? Just as big mega conglomerates, whatever. I also teach. Side job, just freelance, whatever. That's super impressive, man. Damn, Milton, stop trying to eat my strawberries. Damn. I don't really know what else to do. Should I try to run through the game again and try to break 10 minutes?
Up to you.
I don't know.
What do you think? I mean,
How are you feeling?
what? What'd you say?
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I could definitely play the game again. I just kind of want to play the game. But I mean, I don't know. How do people? What's the vibe with chat? What do you guys think? Side job delivering papers. Stop eating the strawberries. Enough. If there's Splenda in there and not sugar, you're gonna get sick. Brother. God, I just keep thinking about memes now. It's that part of the stream where I just remember things.
Okay, here's the
What?
we could either.
Let's just discuss David Blaine conspiracy theories.
What I was gonna say is we could play Jackbox with everybody.
Oh, do you guys want to play a quick game of Jackbox? Would you be down with that, Mason, or do you want to keep playing Way of Rhea?
Sure, yeah, I'd be down with that. Actually, if we're gonna switch anyway, I might as well ask you quickly about N++. Though, wait, someone asked me one question I want to answer first, because it's something a lot of people have asked me.
Good.
And I think sometimes people are interested in how they could do that for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as how I switched from working in those companies to what I do now, I was always working on games in my free time. And I had this idea that I would keep working at other companies until I had a game that was successful and made enough money that I could live off of that. But it didn't really feel sustainable. It's a lot of work. I mean, I think it's a good thing to do if you can do it, right? Because that's really safe. You have income coming in. But we're all human beings, and you probably don't want to spend literally every waking hour working. And that's kind of what I was doing. I would go to work full time for other companies and then come home and then work on my game, and there's other stuff you want to do, right? And it just felt like there wasn't enough time for anything. So what I decided was best for me was to use my savings to stop working full time, transition to just doing part-time work for a few different folks, doing the teaching occasionally, just to still have some income coming in. I have enough in savings that wasn't stressful. I think doing freelance work can be really stressful if you don't have a lot of savings, because then if you don't get a gig on a month, a specific, say it's January and you need to pay rent, but you just didn't get a gig that month, you can be in a really bad position. But if you have a lot of savings from working a more corporate job first, then that's a lot less scary. So I kind of did that, and I'm still doing the freelance thing, and my goal is just to kind of keep releasing games, see how it goes, try to get better, design better games every time, get better at promoting them every time, and kind of make it a smooth transition.
Gotcha. I mean, I feel like anywhere that hires you would be super lucky.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, let me begin this. Oh, right, N++. You want to know a little bit about N++?
Yeah, I've heard of it, and I don't remember why.
It's, the original thing was... first of all,
was it a Flash
Dougie,
game or
and thank you,
something?
Mon. The original was a Flash game, right? N was a Flash game, one of the earlier Flash games. And then they were... Reagan, his name is, and Mayor. They were working on a N+, and they were developing it, and they got to work with Atari and a bunch of other places, and eventually they got their way onto the Xbox Live Arcade, pretty early in the Xbox Arcade's life cycle, and it sold very, very well. There was a demo that they would put with the versions of the Xbox 360 that didn't have a that didn't have a hard drive with them. So that's like how they got their build. Thank you again, Dougie, for the bits. And then they were like, okay, we want to make N plus, like we want to make N the perfect series that it could be. So they developed N++, and like I've asked him, it was like, would you improve the game? He was like, nothing. I think it's perfect. So the premise of the game is you're a ninja who broke into a bank vault, and you're just trying to get out with as much gold as possible. Like the security systems, everything around you is a hazard. Like there's a security system you got to break through, and it's like very physics based and momentum based. Thank you again, Dougie, for the bits. I super recommend it because it's just like fun. Like it's just a really fun game, especially with people. Like the racing community in that game is still really big even to this day. For like even N+, besides N++, that's still relatively new. I absolutely adore N+. It's like so core to who I was as a gamer when in like the 360 days. Like
that's awesome. I mean, I'm sold on Ninja Bank Heist. So
yeah. No, it's like that alone sells the game. What'd you say?
I pulled up Jackbox 2,
which has
Whiplash Pivot.
Oh, sick.
That'd be the most fun to play.
That would be the way to go, absolutely. But yeah, no, big recommend. I'll try to connect you to Reagan if you want me to, because he's super cool, and I'm sure he'd love to talk with a fellow indie dev. He just got super lucky.
Yeah, I'd love to chat with him.
Got you. Milton, you okay? Oh, he's cuddling with me. He's resting his head on me.
He's like falling asleep slightly.
Yeah, he usually does.
My computer is dying.
Yeah, we know.
I have to restart it again.
Oh yeah, here's a question. How do you feel about Game Dev Tycoon, Mason?
So, that is a real game, right? I think I remember seeing it.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely
recently.
real.
What do you say?
Thank you for the bits, Shishwa. Thank you so much. Oh my god, 1,000 bits. Right.
Oh.
Yeah, it is a real game.
Okay, I haven't played it. I saw the trailer for it like maybe a year ago or something, and I thought it was hilarious. But I can't really comment on the game itself because I haven't actually played it.
I feel like you should play it and then just absolutely roast it. Oh my god. You guys are about to start a hype train. Be careful. What do you call it? I think I'm in. We'll see if it worked. Okay. We're gonna switch gears now. Can you take the Milton? Did you give Milton his medicine? Yeah?